Ashe.
Hello there, dear listener. We hope you're enjoying this lovely discussion. If you're not already aware, this show is part of a podcast network called KWAZ Radio, a Pan-African Nationalist and Garveyite network comes to showcasing the rich and varied thoughts of African people. We have an exciting lineup of shows that we think you'll enjoy, including
Mexican podcast.
I think black people require too much value. Like, you constantly have to sell black people on things that are beneficial to black people.
The True Black Perspective podcast.
I'm certain that our people are not having studying how to get ahead, and they're kind of, continually staying behind.
The Harsh Reality podcast.
It doesn't matter. Things go dumb down. It doesn't matter what you reveal to them. They still are in the matrix. They in the simulation. They gonna keep doing what they did. They eliminate. So it don't matter.
The Learning Curve podcast.
Sexual access has never given you economic empowerment. The only person who has ever been economically empowered by a sexual relationship is the wife and woman.
The Kakuza Show.
I guarantee you they'll stop doing what they're doing. I guarantee you they will let their brother go. They wait to see what black folks are going to do.
From the Bakari podcast.
Black people love to claim folks that hate you, right? They're slaves, and they are ashamed of who they really are.
The Forecast Radio.
Like, if they come to the same deity and like their enemy, and that God justice is really more than you may want to reconsider who you praying for,
And Tanzania, African Mind.
Because generally, awakening of everyone, sometimes to my consternation, I think that we should be welcome.
If you love our podcast network, we would be grateful if you could rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our website at www.kwazradio.com for more information. Thank you for tuning in. And now, back to the program.
All right, fam. Thank you for joining me at this point in time. I'm thinking, actually, maybe I should give this thing a little background. You know what I could do? I could add the other scene. Hold on a second, because I realize, looking at a black screen with a scroll bar might not be that interesting. But so far, big appreciation for everybody to come through. This is the end of the year show. And because of that, I just want to say that I'm grateful. I'm glad that everybody came through. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these windows so that things are not behind. Let's see, how do you do that? I think this. All right, that should work. And yeah, that's it. So what we're going to do for this show is I'm going to show off my years. I actually spent 6 months in Tanzania recently, and it was really the best 6 months of my life. And yeah, I actually did find me a beautiful woman to marry, and hopefully procreate with. So you guys look out for that. But before I get into that, let's jump into my time. So I'll be honest with you. My first 3 months, I was exploring the country and I was getting acclimated to the different culture at hand, right? And what that means to be acclimated, and basically it's like this. I'll say it this way. I had a few ladies. I was I was enjoying being being seen as an attractive black man, and everything that came along with that. So I don't need to give you guys too much of that, but this is basically what my neighbor showed me, to basically say, yeah, this guy was legit a monster. So I'm walking out with a bad shorty, and security guard hands me this. He can't even speak English. It's like, if this is your version of extortion, man, is this how you want to get $25? You got it, man. Like, I would never write this. So let me read this to you guys. It says, bro, sorry I haven't had sex in 5 months because I don't have money. How I see you. If you come with beauties, I really want to, but I have no way. If you don't mind, please help me little. I should go find a woman, make love to him, but you know how to choose beautiful women. Salute to you. Okay? So basically this is my, I'm in this apartment, let's say, and most of the apartments are gated communities, okay? So they have their gates up, and behind the gate is a security man, a doorman, right, who opens the gate for you, closes the gate for you, keeps it locked at night, opens it at night, or if people show up, they, like if people are unwanted people, they're supposed to, step in and handle that, right? That's what they get paid for, right? So this guy is supposed to let these women in when they come to see me, or let me out and let me bring in the women when they come to see me. All he's seeing day in, day out, different beautiful shorties. Now, you might say, oh yeah, that's a reckless kind of lifestyle. I mean, sure, but there's two philosophies, right? One is this. And this is the issue with us as a people, really. There's two ways to look at life. There's one of scarcity and one of abundancy. But see, when you're a man, or even a woman, whatever, but when you're a man, you're looking at life from a state of abundance. It's like optimism versus pessimism, really. Now, you could be pessimistic in life or you could be optimistic in life. And that kind of reminds me of this post on Twitter, but I'm not trying to go on Twitter right now. But it reminds me of this post on Twitter where this guy's like, hey, look, when I go to Nigeria, all I see is broken infrastructure, blah, 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 blah. And then I come back to, and if I go to England, I see, good infrastructure, blah, blah, blah. And everybody wants to go to England and blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, I want to, but I'm like, yeah, I see what these guys saying, but what I see is an opportunity. What I see is an opportunity. And if you look at it like if you, like, I see broken roads and no roads and this and poor services and extortion from police, whatever. I see that in Africa, water down, electricity down, and I'm like, that's an opportunity. As I grow and develop as a human being, I can begin to contribute to my land and become an honored member in society. And the brother said, you know what? I see what you're saying, because when I go work in the highest levels of England, I think that I'm just tweaking an already working system. But you see, when you understand what's going on in England for real, you see that it's broken. You see that the people are going to suffer. You see that the people are whatever. But my point is this. We're going to talk about the thing, why I have beautiful women. You have to... When I went to Tanzania, I actually met this one lady. She was not perfect. She was better than the women I dated in America, but she wasn't really that good. I just wasn't really, I don't really date that many great women in America. Now, obviously there are exceptions, right? But what I'm saying is this. This woman was okay. She was okay. then she kind of played me because I wasn't in the tricking mentality. Okay, I didn't know that the tricking mentality was the predominant mentality. I didn't know that, so I wasn't in the tricking mentality. So she kind of, played me like, this guy's not even tricking. So what's the point of dating America if he's not made in America if he's not tricking, right? Anyway, and that broke me because I mean, I could say it now, but like basically, I was played on my birthday. And I don't really celebrate birthdays, but it still kind of makes you feel bad when you get played on your birthday. But anyhow, I mean, especially if you went to Africa to enjoy your birthday, and somebody plays you on your birthday. So it is what it is. I kind of did have a reaction to that. But again, the way how life works is I'll tell you guys really simply, the fundamental principle in life is probability. Okay? The world is probabilistic. It's not deterministic. Go to quantum mechanics and you'll see even your boy Einstein was like, a deity doesn't play dice with the universe or some shit like that, or a deity doesn't play dice, but he had to concede. Quantum mechanics tells you things are probabilistic, not deterministic, and that's the way with life. That's why they say the only real science that we know of, the only real complete science that we know of, is thermodynamics, because thermodynamics is statistical mechanics. Statistical mechanics is flawless. When you go into a room, you do not say, like right now, the room I'm in, it says it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Every molecule in this room is not moving at the speed commensurate with 72 degrees Fahrenheit. What's happening is the majority of the molecules are moving at 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Some of the molecules are moving at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Some of them are moving at let's say 5 degrees Fahrenheit, right? But the majority, the statistical average is 72 degrees, and that's what you see on the thermometer. You see the statistical average. Okay? That's the only real science, and that's the same with life. So in life, what you have to do, you have to approach life abundantly. So I could have settled on that first lady who played me on my own birthday. But instead, no, I said, look, let me try this lady, try this lady, try this lady, try this lady, and it worked. I tell you, I was meeting some really, really top caliber women that I wanted to spend my life with. And then I found this woman, and I said, you know what? Of all those other women, this one is the best. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. But yeah, you have to apply statistics and probability to your life. Because statistics and probability are the only actual sciences that are going to get you through. Okay? It's like when I write this book, right? Like my book is not popular, but I still sell some copies. Now, if I wrote a different book, a different type of book, I might sell more copies. It's based off statistics. If I apply some advertisement to that different sort of book, I might sell even more copies. There's nothing deterministic. It's not, oh, okay, well, if I write a romance book, I'm going to be a millionaire. That's not it. It's not deterministic. It's probabilistic. You probably sell more romance books than you would philosophy books. But you could also outsell philosophy books. Everything is probabilistic, and I want you to grasp that as we move forward. So now here's another. The next video is actually, and let me just check the chat to see who's here, who's not, or what you guys can see, so you guys can see the video. There's no chat, but it's all good. Make sure you guys say Hotep for the year. But I'll show you guys this next thing, and you're gonna say something. Now I don't know why my voice was like this in this video, but check this out. A monastery, Long Kwan Tan Hua Monastery. So you see that there's a monastery in the middle of a Chinese monastery in the middle of East Africa. Okay, now this community that I was at had a mall with a lot of people selling Chinese stuff, right? So you kind of had like a miniature Chinese community or a community that caters to people with an interest in China in this community right here. Now this is a very small part of Tanzania, of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Dar es Salaam is a small part of Tanzania. This community was a small part of Dar es Salaam to the point where most people in Dar es Salaam don't even know this place exists. Okay, most people don't even know this mall, which I thought was a pretty big mall. Like no people never even went, because Dar es Salaam is huge. It's about half the population of New York City, but twice the landmass. Okay, so you can say a quarter of the land density. I'm not going to do the math. Okay, but you can say it's a quarter of the land density. But remember that New York City is the most dense, the most population dense city on the planet, or one of the most population dense. Comparable to Tokyo and shit, right? But I'm saying this to say, this is. You could look at this in two ways. You could say, hey man, look how the Chinese are setting up inside of black community. First off, the Chinese are setting up in every community. Right? Every community in and outside of Africa. But the second of all, it says you can set up an institution too. See, you cannot be pessimistic and say, oh, well, look, everything is lost. No, this is a win. And I don't mean it's a win as in I like this is a good idea. It's a win in the sense it says that the people are open towards people setting up shop in their community. And you might say, well, they should be closed to African people, to the non-African people. Absolutely. So why don't you open up an institution and teach that? You understand? Because see, every other people, if you look at what the church is, well, what the mosque is, if you look at what these monasteries are, they are places where they teach you open up to foreigners. My type of foreigners. What the church is telling you is, hey, you know what? White folk ain't all bad. Anybody who goes to church will tell you not all white folk are bad. They can't tell you all white folk are bad. Now, especially now that they have no white Jesus on the wall. If you understand the religion of Christianity, you'll understand that what it's telling you is not all white folk are bad. That's the premise. The Muslims, the mosque, is telling you not all Arabs are bad. Because you cannot say that. You can't be an Arab and say you can't be a Muslim and say all Arabs are bad. You can't be in the Chinese monastery and say, oh, all the Chinese are bad. Because what you're studying is, Lao Tzu or Sun Tzu or whomever, right? Or Buddha, whomever. It's a good Chinese man. When you go to the mosque, you say, you know what? I can say, I met a lot of bad Arabs, but Muhammad is a good damn man. I'll tell you, a Muslim will tell you Muhammad's a prophet. And that's the most esteemed kind of position, in like the most esteemed position in their head canon, let's say. Right? So when you look at something like this, you say to yourself, this is a good damn thing. And it's bad because it's not the kind of place that you want, not the kind of institution you want. But it's good because it says, you know what? Foreigners are welcome. And if you're a foreigner, because you are a foreigner, unless you're in Tanzania, you are a foreigner. If you're a foreigner, that's a good damn thing for you. I mean, you got to look at things in two different lights. You can look at it pessimistically or optimistically. Now I'm going to try these side buttons to see if they work. Okay, so this is so this is basically just to give you guys a taste of what it's like in Tanzania. I decided, look, let me remind you guys what's at stake. Okay, let me remind you guys what's at stake. So anyway, I'll play it back. I'm just going to see the chat, see what's going on. Oh, Mary Lynch Matron got to show up the wrong. Hi, sister, peace, sister. But yeah. But I'm just showing the gentleman, because look, the gentleman got to know that you have options. You have options, and of course, I'm not saying you can't find it in America, because of course you can. But you still have options. I don't want people to think you're going to, emaciated, impoverished, skinny, bare bone women, right? You're going to get the variety that you're looking for. You're going to see that I like a particular variety, and as if you like that particular variety, you can have that when you're practicing abundance theory. Okay, you can enjoy yourself if you're practicing abundance theory. And the thing is, this abundance theory is what white men are teaching other white men to practice in their lives. Because a lot of the Western dating habits is that you're intimidated to talk to women. You're scared to talk to women. What if she doesn't like me? I'm not good enough. I'm not good. And the white man is telling his white brethren, he said, look, man, don't think you're not good enough. Think that you're a prize. Think that you're desirable. Think that you deserve the best. And I'm not saying that the white folks should do that, but what I'm saying is that you as an African should also think like that. Because like I said, when I went to Africa the first time, the woman I met, she was maybe a 6. And I was like, man, it's going to be my girlfriend for the entire time in Tanzania. And she played me right away. Okay? But that was a good thing because now I could go out and experience the finer things in life. Right? And so I'm just going to show you guys just a little bit, just give you guys a preview of what, how you can enjoy yourself if you want to enjoy yourself. But anyway, so this was a lady who looked like Lupita. This is another lady. But you see the nice complexion, nice rich complexion, nice curvature. This is what it's about. Now this is mostly for my brother Bwana Gaziki. I don't know if you guys know. He asked me to. I actually only took this video because this brother asked me before. He said, "Why are you not showing any Nash?" Because I was showing you guys. This is my old trip from last year, and this is how I was enjoying myself. Now, after I left Tanzania, so those were two of the two really good women back in Tanzania, right? But of course, the first one was not wifey material. The second one was cool, but she was kind of a gold digger too. But it is what it is, right? Here's what it is. This was the map when I was leaving Lomé in Togo. Okay, now you said, wait, Odie, I thought you went to Tanzania. Yeah, we flew from Tanzania to Addis Ababa. We're on Air Ethiopia, right? Then we flew from Air Ethiopia to Togo, and then from Togo we went to New York City. Okay? But what I'm going to say, in fact, I'll play the audio, and then you guys I'll talk about it. I thought this was pretty interesting for a map. Joburg, all right.
So these are the important cities of the world, including where I was flying from, which was Lomé, Togo. It's worth understanding what the dominant philosophies are in each of these cities, as well as where these cities, because, all right, one point you might say is, well, not every country is represented, obviously. But again, what is the dominant philosophies in each of these cities for those that are represented?
So, you see, I said, look, they're not showing all the cities, obviously. There's no Paris or what have you. But it kind of represents what are considered the important cities of the world. Now, you have this Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, D.C., kind of, just tell you different times. But you notice how blank Africa is. You notice how blank Africa is. And that's really the heart of this big question. And you might say, well, look, there's only one city there's 2 cities in North America and 2 cities in South America and 2 cities in Africa and 2 cities, 1 city in Asia, and 2 cities in Europe, whatever, right? You might say, oh, actually, no, I guess 2 cities in Asia too, right? And then, obviously 1 city in Australia. So you could look at it as the 2 most important. But even saying that, and of course, this is Air Ethiopia, so that's why Addis Ababa is there, possibly. But even saying that, right? What you need to do, or what you should do, is make a city so damn important. And it don't got to be important to white folk, but so damn important that if there were an African business person traveling on a plane, particularly on an African airline, or even just an African anything, African politician, anything, African of importance, of eminence, if they were traveling on an airplane and they wanted to know what time it was in a particular, they would want to know what time it was, or where your city is on the map. Like, we have to have a developmental mindset. And so what I want to do is, obviously, I'm going to try to situate myself inside of Tanzania. Right? Now, I might not have the best effort. That's fine. You have to figure yourself out. Where are you going to situate your operation, and where are you going to develop a city that's so damn good that it takes Cape Town or Addis Ababa off the map? Okay? That it takes Cape Town or Addis Ababa off the map. Unless, of course, you're trying to develop Cape Town or Addis Ababa, so you just keep it going. But that's what I think you should be about. Okay? That's what I think you should be about. We're going to keep going. So, of course, I come back to America. I think I might have a little belly over here, but I'm not sure. It could be the way I'm standing. But this is the drip that I was practicing in America. I decided to get me a long-ass coat. Guys, drip is important. So I get me a long-ass coat. Obviously, this window in this mirror in Ghana, not Ghana, in Target is dirty as fuck, but it is what it is, right? Get yourself some. I mean, it's not the best drip, obviously, but my last coat was more cold. Why do you say cold? It was more like it could really shelter you from, like, it was more warm, right? Don't go for warm. Go for fashion. Go for fashion. But anyway.
Money so that women can like me for my personality. You love me yet?
Yeah, okay. So my man says, I just want to have money so women can love me for my personality. And then
I just want to have enough money so that women can like me for my personality. You love me yet?
Yeah, so anyway, so I came to America and, returned and kind of had my little fun life. Not really. Obviously, this is some, I don't know, like, some corny shit. It is what it is. Showing you guys what America like, New York's like. So this was a museum, and, a lot of men and women gathered here to, try to chat up something. Most of the pretty women were lesbians. So that's it is. So again, this is another Nyash that was in Tanzania. You guys see what I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyway, so this is another bar I went to. Yeah, so you see, Black Americans are, a little bit, like, this is like a kind of a lounge. Dude's a skilled, I don't know that instrument, violinist, I guess. He's a skilled violinist, and he's playing "Killing Me Softly" on the phone. Pretty important, I guess. I mean, not important, but it is what it is. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. With him again. Fill of the faith that the dark past has taught us. All right. Present has brought. I can't remember what the occasion was, but yeah, brother came through and did the Black National Anthem. It's we used to sing that every day for the UAM. Brother Bakari's here. Peace and Black Power, my brother. So what was I going to say about this? Yeah, this is America. Now, this guy had a really supportive girlfriend. I don't want to say she was that dark skinned, but he had a really supportive girlfriend who and that was nice. That was nice. But this is the issue with being in America, really. I mean, you can't really say much, but it's like what are we doing here? It's like, what are we doing here? But you know, it is what it is. Let's keep going. Oh, somebody sent me this lady on TikTok and said this was their aspiration. But anyway, this is another spot in Brooklyn. Yeah, so it's a little vibe. It's a little vibe. But it is what it is. Matter of fact, so yeah, what happened here was, I think I went on a date with this kind of like this Jamaican lady. She didn't like me because yeah, she just like basically eventually she kind of ghosted me. But we went here, we drank a bit, and then she brought me to the casino because her friend was there. And I've never been to a casino, but it's just hundreds of people losing their money. Hundreds of people just losing their money trying to make it big. You know, Bwana said the brother's talented. Yeah. Oh, you know, I didn't even get to share you guys this singer in Tanzania. Ah, shit, I can't even add it right now. But yeah, he's talented. But matter of fact, I think I can add it because I remember I could connect my phone to this thing. But yeah, there was a singer in Tanzania who was she was kind of thin, honestly. But she let me see if I can add it. Matter of fact. But yeah. So we go to the casino and we just lose our money day in and day out, all the damn time. And of course, it's not just African people, because if you look at this video, you know, carefully, you'll see a bunch of Chinese people and shit. Like right there, I think that's a Chinese person. But yeah, it's just a huge casino, and you know, you mostly lose. I think I did try my hand, you know, see how it was. This thing just ate up my $20 like I don't know. Like it just shredded my $20. I put my $20 in. I played one round and said, "No, try again." And I was like, "Okay." And I tried again, thinking, "Okay, now it's probably rigged for me to win." Nope, you lost. Get out of here. And I was like, "Damn." And yeah, that was that life. Anyway, let's go to the next one. So yeah, so 2023, I did publish a book. If you guys didn't know, I published a children's book. This is called "I Can Be a Nation Builder," and it's just a bunch of you know, kind of AI drawings and thing. I'm actually looking for that singer in Tanzania, because I think that was a pretty cool experience too. I went to a fashion show, but I didn't know which of the fashion things to post up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for it right now on my phone. But basically, this is the but while I'm doing that, I'm gonna look for things. So this is how the book looks. Just for you guys don't know, it's like kind of like couplets, you know, 2 couplets and you know, description of the title of what I'm describing, and then, you know, some nice image of a boy with locks doing it. And at this time, my son didn't even have locks, but you know, eventually I gave him locks, so it kind of looks like my son a little bit. So I said, look, I can make the blueprints for houses and cars, or dresses bedecked in flowers or stars. The world can be beautiful and even efficient. I am the upgrade to perfect from sufficient. I can be a designer. So the idea is, of course, that a designer changes things from perfect to sufficient. Matter of fact, at this I'm looking at this stuff at this what do they call it, design fashion show. They had the models dancing, and I'm telling you, man, you cannot think that all black people can dance. You know, like you have to get that out of your head when you go to Tanzania. You have to get out of your head that all black people can dance and all black people can cook. One thing I would say, that, like, if I was to differentiate between African Americans and Tanzanians, is that African Americans, I'm not gonna say we know how to dance well, but we definitely know how to cook. I said we, but you know what I mean. Let me see if I can find. I might have deleted it, honestly. Let me see. Yeah, this is a dance. Yeah, I might have, because I had my space was too loaded. My space was. Let me just see. Yeah, I might have deleted it, so that's probably why I don't have it. I mean, I could show you like a model, but it's not that important. You guys know what models look like. They all look the same, like they're thin and all that. Hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so the next one was another thing. It says, I can build machines that build machines. You see? I can build machines that build machines. Machines that build machines. That's what we need. Or secret satellites for kings and queens. Smartphones, smart homes, and smart roads too. Anything anyone can dream, I can do. I can be an engineer. So you have this this aspiration now. In retrospect, I don't know what a smart road is, but was that a road that based off of Brother Bakari, he did a podcast on smart bullets, and those bullets would turn and try to hit people. I don't know what a smart road would do, but maybe I was thinking about the roads with the solar powered things. One says Tanzanians can't cook. Nah, they can't cook, man. I mean, actually, the woman that I'm with, she can cook. But generally, like, if you're going to, like, generally, you're going to be hard-pressed to find food. And actually, I forgot to add all those. I remember I showed you guys a lot of my breakfast plates. I forgot to show you guys that. Although, I did. Actually, let me go backtrack, and I'll tell you guys, this is the Nyasha, the woman I'm trying to marry. So, you already know. I mean, you might say, well, it's not the best Nyash on the planet. Well, you're crazy. You're crazy because, like the way how the world works is, so there's something more to Nyash, obviously. I mean, obviously Nyash is I forgot the line, but Nyash is life, right? Obviously, but but like you also have to have sexual compatibility. Okay, so you can find a woman with bigger Nyash who doesn't have sexual compatibility. You also have to have financial compatibility, right? So, like, I could say that some of these women, these other women, I'll show you guys. Like, this woman right here, good. And by the way, I told you guys, I put this in for Blana, right? So, this woman right here, good Nyash, but we weren't really financially compatible. This woman, oh yeah, Blana, check this out. So, this woman, like, you would never wife this woman. Okay, you would never wife this woman. I'll just put it that way, right? Great Nyash, great body, thin waist, everything. You would not marry her. Okay, so she's a good time, not a long time. This woman was gorgeous. I tell you, this was the Lupita looking woman, right? Looks like Lupita with this kind of body. You see that rich melanin, but again, not really financially compatible, and not just that, she lives so damn far. So it's just not worth it. This woman, perfect, great chef, great financial acumen, good woman, good wife, sexually compatible, great Nyash. You understand? So you can't, and this is the trouble too, because I was at one point she and I went looking for because I told you guys I was trying to entertain polygamy. She actually joined me on my trip to find a second wife. Like, she was there with me, and like knowing my intent, and being just a supportive woman. Eventually, of course, things fell apart, but like she was supportive. And I want to say that because you see, like, for instance, you see her skin color is not as melanated as this sister, right? But this kind of sister right here is very hard to find, right? If you're looking for dark complexion, big Nyash, pretty face, now she had that obviously, right? But if you're looking for that, it is very, very hard to find all three. Okay, like even this lady is dark Nyash, pretty face, so on and so forth. But like we went to a particular city famous for that, and it was just really difficult. But anyway, so this is the book I wrote. So this next video is me appreciating drip. Like I went to this museum. You saw that museum event before. I went there, dripped out, and so I was just flaunting because it was a moment. It was a vibe.
Busting his ass. She was the most beautiful badass. Tell you, man, a lot of people stopping me like, damn, son, the drip.
Yeah. So you see me. So you see me dripped out. But see, look, that's the life you. That's the angle you want to go at. Now, obviously, I'm not the most beautiful Pan African. Maybe I don't know, but no, but like for real, obviously not right. But you have to approach life with confidence. That confidence, like that outfit I just had on, I'm telling you, man, this sister was trying to holler at me, like she was staring at me hard, as I was in that bar, and then of course I approached her table. Now my problem was this: her friend was better. Like her friend was more in line with what I would be looking for. So I tried to chat with this lady. I got her number, but like things weren't gonna work out. You know, we had our little funny repartee or whatever. I don't know what the word is, but we had a little funny back and forth. But like it wasn't gonna work out. You know, her friend was just better, and she was looking for a husband. I'm not looking for no wife in America. I tell you guys, just to reiterate to you guys, the biggest problem with the black woman in America is that she's in America. That's it. I mean, it's not really a problem with her. The biggest problem is that she's in America. So the reason why I say that is this. I don't know if you guys can hear. Sometimes my son walks in and out because he's, whatever. Right? If I want my son to go join me in Africa where he's clearly benefiting, like this boy, like he's coming into himself. He's more communicative. He's more happy. He's everything. So many good things with him being in Africa. If I want him there, well, there's nothing I could do. Like if I want him there, I have to beg his mother to be like that's it. But on a legal front, there's nothing I could do. They say if you want custody of your kid, physical custody of your kid, you can't live in Africa. Okay? Now, I didn't really ask about, well, can you visit, so on and so forth, but basically they're saying if you want physical custody, you cannot live in Africa. Because Africa did not sign, like Tanzania, like even if, like you can't even, if you want physical custody of your kid, you can't even move to another state. Having a kid in New York means that you have to keep that kid in New York, especially if the mother of the child is in New York, because the mother has visitation rights. If you don't have physical custody, basically, and if you don't have full custody, even if you have full custody, the other parent has visitation rights. So you can't go to Africa because then you're going to sabotage the other parent's visitation rights. So what I have to do, so one of the things that they're recommending me to do, and of course I'm not saying that, I'm not talking to lawyers and all that shit, but one of the things they're saying is, look, you might have to give up your physical custody and just visit your son when you're in America. But you can't take him with you. So what I'm saying is this: if your goal or your objective is to develop an African city, okay? Develop an African community, develop an African family, develop an African city, don't have children in America. Okay? Don't have children with American women. Because when you do that, unless you want to leave them kids, and if you want to leave the kids, you're going to put them inside the fucking machine. You're going to put them inside the machine. They're going to be calling you the N-word. They're going to be reciting sexy red lyrics to you. I remember, in fact, when I was still just dating with my son's mother, her kids were, her, not kids, but, her nieces and nephews, they were singing a sausage song. Everybody keeps talking, eggs, bacon, grits, sausage, right? And it was like the most, and it was, some people made that song low-key homo, and little girls were singing it. When I was visiting her house, like I told you, her sister had a bunch of kids, right? And she didn't want to be like her sister, so kudos to her. But her sister was one of them, ghetto women, to the point where her niece walked up to me. Might have been 6 years old. Walked up to me. She came upstairs because I was at their house, and you know, her mother lived in the basement or something. Came to my house and she was like, and I was like, what's up? And she's like, oh, you know, she just sat right next to me and she's like, oh, my mom's right there having sex, so I'm here in the in the living room, you know, watching TV with you. And I'm like, oh, okay, interested. You know, like a little 6-year-old. So, but my point is this: that and of course, you know, they were sweet little girls when I knew them. The decline they went through, the psychological decline that they've gone through because they went through the machine, is palpable. So it is a well established, like it's look, again, nothing is deterministic, everything is probabilistic, but it is a high probability that my kid will be better off in Africa, and a low probability that he'll be well off in America. However, if I go before a judge, the judge will say, Tanzania, no. Okay? Partly because their rationale will be it's not a signatory of the Hague Convention, and their other rationale will be a child should have both their parents. But, you know, if you ask my kid to draw his family, right? And by the way, he's not even going, like Asada Shakur will be proud, because Asada Shakur one time said she went to a public school and she told all the kids to draw you know, their family or draw themselves, and they all drew white kids, right? My kid don't do that. Now, I'm not gonna say he colored in the the family, but when he drew a picture of his family, he drew me and him. And I said, how many people in your family? He goes, 2. Right? And then I told him, you know, whatever. But a judge would break us apart just because his mother's an American woman, American citizen. And basically the judge has legal jurisdiction over my life in America. Because, I mean, technically I'm an American citizen too. So it's not like, you know. So what I'm saying is this. That's the worst thing about, like, if you're trying to build a big, powerful black family, that's the worst thing. Now, you could find you American woman who says, I want to go to Africa. Well, then find her in Africa. Because I'll tell you this. My son's mother used to tell me all the time, we got to go live in Africa. She has never been to Africa. And I mean, let's be honest. I haven't been to Africa except for the last 3 years, last 4 years. So it's not like, you know, it's weird. But a lot of black people, including my brother Bakari, show up, brother Bakari, a lot of black people have never been to Africa. And like I said, me too. 3 years ago, I've never been to Africa. I wrote an entire book of Power. One of the best books in the African canon. Right? Never been to Africa. Right? That's not a good thing. You know, and now of course I'm going to write me another classic. You know how I do. But my point is that, you know, but Africa enriched me. I'll tell you that way. And not like monetarily. No, I lost quite a bit of money. Of course I lost more money in America, but still. But it enriched me on a personal level, on a psychological level. And that's what, and then this is the last 3 months that I've been, that was the best experience of my life, because I spent it with that lady with the nyash. And I'm not saying because she had nyash, because she could cook and she could do everything. She was the best, like the best thing. And of course she was great for my son. Absolutely great for my, because I homeschool. But you know how it is when you homeschool. It's really hard, really tasking. She was helping out with that too. She would take my son to the market and you know, have him engage with other people. Great, but let me not just make this a praise for this lady. Let me see what the comments are. My fault. I've been reading it quietly to myself, but I should be reading it out loud. So let's go through the comments right now. I told you guys I played the Detanye. Rebel Card said, peace, black power. Reverly Machen said, greetings, everyone. So greetings to my sister. Bwana says he is talented about the violinist. Yeah, he was pretty good. He's like a Grammy nominee. He's like the first violinist with a Grammy nominee, or the first black violinist with a Grammy nominee. But casinos are for suckers, definitely. Tanzanians can't cook. No, they can't. Bwana said that my lady's nyash is not bad at all. No, it's good. It's a good nyash. And I mean, there's so many good nyash in Tanzania. Like, Tanzania is considered the land of nyash, one of the lands of nyash. Now, obviously, South Africa is, you know, considered the land of nyash, but like Tanzania is one of them lands too. Bwana is not bad at all. Hey brother, you still drunk from last night? Brother McCarthy said he a sucker because he enjoyed blackjack. Yeah, man, that's some sucker shit. I ain't gonna hold you. No, I think blackjack is less gambling, but I was doing a slot machine. The slot machine is just motherfucking, like, it's like a lot of people were just doing the slot machine. I think blackjack has a little bit more mathematics to it, you know, like if it's like you choose your number, if it's 16 or 15, and then you don't, and you stay or you hit, you know what I mean? But like the slot machine, there's nothing you can do. You just pull the lever and lose money. A lot of people on that. Brother McCarty laughing because he said he's not drunk. Bonner says, I don't know how you're gonna make it in Tanzania. That trick money gonna run out, Oni. Nah. Now again, so what I did in Tanzania, let me explain this to you guys. So you gotta understand slavery for what it is. You gotta understand slavery for what it is. I know you're like, what are you talking about slavery? Basically, slavery is a bunch of white guys who say to themselves, how can I live a life for free? Like, how can I get free living? Right? Even businesses are free living. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people aspire to not have to work. And so if you can design your life such that you don't have to work, okay, you're set. So I'll tell you guys this. This woman right here, living with her, check this out. We spent, I want to say, of the 3 months together, right? And not counting the months that the 2 weeks we went to another city. But even counting that 2 weeks or whatever, right? Both of us did not go to work. I mean, I did end up working a job at some point, but we basically did not have to work because I told you guys I gave women businesses, right? This was one of the women I gave a business to. We bought a restaurant, okay? The profits from the restaurant went into our living expenses. Okay, now granted, I did pay for renting an apartment and this and that and so forth, but the profits that we got from the restaurant went into our living expenses. And she, even though she's the manager of the restaurant or whatever, or the business owner, whatever, right? She does not have to go to work. So she spent the majority of her days at home with me, cooking and cleaning off of the profits that she was being sent from her workers. Now, I'm not going to say they were the highest profits or what have you, but the living expense was so cheap in Tanzania that, yeah, she was generating an income, or we were generating an income from a business that I bought previously, and her workers were just sending her a fixed amount of money. Now, they were probably making more money than the amount of money that was being fixed, but regardless, we just could live good day in, day out. So there was no money being lost because I wasn't spending any money. Now, I did end up buying a house, and that's a lot of money. I ain't gonna hold you guys, but and of course, like my brother Makari says, you guys, hit up that Cash App. But even though I spent a lot of money, I did that house thing so that I do not have to rent in the future. So now, check this out. The profit that she gets from this business when she lives in my house, she don't got to spend any rent. So now that rent money is going into her pocket, pretty much. Penny saved is a penny earned. So she's earning rent money now. Just like that. Good ass Nash. I ain't gonna hold you guys. Alright. So anyway, let me see the comments. Let me just finish these comments. It was a wild outfit. The neck piece was different. You got to get his moms to co-sign that. Yeah, it's hard, man, because, like, again, man, like I said, first off, I don't want to say too many bad things. But let's just leave it at it's hard. Especially since, she doesn't trust me. Or she says she doesn't trust me. Like, she even tells me she doesn't trust me with our kid. Okay? Which is the most bizarre thing on the planet. Because, again, 90% of the time with me. So, it's possible. It's very possible when I go to court that the judge is going to say, that's not your kid anymore. And you just... And, like, that's the consequence of being in America. You just have to live with that. And if you do anything stupid, anything silly, like, I'm going to run away with my kid, which is, again, your kid, and that's, you're not really running away, they will put you in prison. You understand? So it's a little bit tragic, it's a little bit heartbreaking, but that's what I get for not listening to people telling me, go to Africa. Okay? Go find yourself a woman in Africa. And I'm not saying anybody was telling me that, but I'm telling you that. If you do not want to run into consequences, if you don't want to be considered a kidnapper of your own kid because you want to take him to a better life, or if you don't want to just have to leave your kid, right? Or if you don't want to have to stay in America, right? Even though, check this out, like I said, this woman gets pregnant, I'm going to have other kids in Africa, right? If you don't want to get into that predicament, do not set it up. It's probability. Now, of course, you can find a woman who says, yeah, I don't mind losing my kid to Africa. Or you can find a woman who says, I don't mind going to Africa, which is a good thing. But it's going to be rare. And again, you see the women in Africa, don't bring sand to the beach, brother. I mean, unless you find a great woman in America, don't bring sand to the beach. That's just common sense. But all right, this is my drip. So this is me more dripping.
You're going back in time.
Y'all see the necklace? Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt.
You got the sun.
Yo, I was feeling myself this day. I don't know how y'all don't even know how much I was feeling myself, because people would stop me and tell me, damn, son. Like, it even got to a point, because, like, I don't like queers. You guys know that. If you call anybody homophobic, you know you're going to call me homophobic. But one of the only demographic on the planet that could tell you, damn, you got drip, son, really, in them queers. You know what I'm saying? Like, when a queer stops you, like, damn. You know? like that's when because most of the times queers ignore me. If you guys see my hair is like, this motherfucker didn't comb his hair in a decade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really did not go comb my hair, go to barber, nothing in a decade. So for a queer to stop me and be like, damn, son, like yeah, you gotta take it as a compliment. Obviously, you don't like them, they don't like you. But when they go past that, this dirty, dusty brother, like, they see a whole tap and they say to themselves, okay, this motherfucker got drip. Yeah, you got drip. I ain't gonna hold you. All right, let me stop. All right. Anyway, I also made a Swahili app, Nachukia Uango. So it looks like that's I Hate Lies. But like, basically I made this app, and whatever. This is Ninataka Kujua Imsamo Wako. So the trouble is this, I don't really know a lot of these words. I ain't gonna hold you, but you see, this language is really complicated. Ninataka means I want, Kujua means to know, and Wako means your. So you can look at all these responses and you can kind of tell, well, it's probably this one. I want to know your point of view, right? Because it's not gonna be my dream. It's nothing about my hair. But you see the words choices I put inside of here. It is important to be a producer. I forgot my password, which is an important thing. My dream is to make the world a better place. I want to know your point of view. This is a good, flirting thing, whatever. And of course, Hio ni Hatari. But you could say, oh, well, this is dangerous, obviously, right? This is right here. But you see, do you like to drink tea? That's a common thing. Do not care about what others say. It's a good thing to tell somebody if you're, consoling them. And can you help me? Good thing to say when you undressing. I'm just messing with that. And this is a new high score. I was able to implement a high score system, so that's pretty impressive. All right, this is me. This is in America. So much money is going, and that's the thing about life. So there's this woman, this black woman, black American woman, who was like, I got paid, I paid my bills, I did this, then I got my hair, my nails done, and all I got is $50 left. Yeah, you got your hair and your nails done. You know what I'm saying? like, you got your hair and your nails done. Who knows how much that hair costs? Like, cause when you get your hair done, see me, I don't get my hair done. You guys can tell. I don't get my hair done. So that's a bunch more money. But now if you go to the club or you go to the lounge, you go to the bar, them drinks is like, in New York, is like $13 each. Okay? Now, I made the mistake. I was feeling myself. I bought these ladies some drinks. You guys kind of see the ladies next to me. They weren't all that good looking. One of them was actually kind of pretty. Nobody. So, wasn't really, my body type. But again, I'm in America, right? I'm not trying to
wife a woman. I'm just trying to, sometimes I'm trying to, just whatever. Didn't work out, but you got to try anyway, right? But yeah, I might have spent, I don't know, $75, $80 that one night. On me and these two ladies. Didn't really get much. I mean, I got their number, but didn't really work out. So it is what it is. But it's like, yeah, if you going out and spending your money every night or every weeknight or every weekend, you're putting yourself backwards, and you're putting you're just putting this, and you're just fueling this thing that has no productive value for your community. So I don't really go, clubbing or whatever often. I just check out the scene and take videos. Like partly I want to take a video for people in Africa, so I want to show them how it was in America. But it is what it is. Brother says $13, man. I'm going to the bodega. Man, $13 is cheap, man. But yeah, like $13 is cheap, and plus they add the tip right away. So you gotta spend like 20% more. Like you end up spending like $15, $17 for a drink. And this drink is not like, oh, it's a great drink. It's just a regular ass drink. That's why I be buying rum or vodka or something, But even so, it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. This is another place. I decided to go to another spot. And see, look, I'm not hating on black people because white people are in these spots too. But it is what it is. It's me and my son.
Want it, and get it, and want it.
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 Yeah, not bad, okay.
Nah, I think I might have said the wrong line, they said. But yeah, I read this book too. And I was just practicing with my son. But this is a book I read. One of the books that I think I was told to read a long time ago. Like I told everybody, when I was in college, I didn't even know what Pan-Africanism was. When I was in college, this brother from Friends of the Congo came through, and he was like, he was telling us about the situation in Congo, the genocide and all that. And I obviously never heard of it. And he was like, he's a Pan-Africanist and all that kind of stuff. And this is like a HWC, historically white college. Shout out to brother Bakari. But yeah. So I was in this HWC, and the guy was telling about Pan-Africanism, and there's a bunch of white people in the crowd. But I was a black person, and so I was hearing this guy talk about the Congo, and the Congo's always been my passion project, honestly. But I went over to him after talked to my nerves, and I was like, hey, can you tell me more about Pan-Africanism? And he's like, yeah, sure. Why don't you read these two books? And I think he might have said Challenge of the Congo and Frantz Fanon's Wretched of the Earth, right? Or I think he might have said anything by Kwame Nkrumah and Frantz Fanon's Wretched of the Earth. And so eventually, I think I told you guys this when I read Wretched of the Earth for you at the beginning. I said his brother told me a long time ago to go, and this is the book, right? So yeah, I think I finally read it. Good book, but I'll be honest with you guys. I gave a real review earlier. Like Kwame Nkrumah had a naivete. I think his political requirements or his naivete might have got Lumumba killed. Okay? I think honestly black people need to start having a better understanding of government, because this is not it. So I'll tell you guys this, for instance. So the Constitution of the Congo was such that such that Lumumba and this other guy, I can't remember the guy's name, but this other guy and Lumumba both had like really comparable political positions. But not really. So Lumumba wins the election, but the concession is that the runner-up gets the presidency. Okay, so he gets the chair, like not chairman, I think maybe chairman, I don't know, or prime minister. So Lumumba becomes the prime minister. This guy becomes the president. Now here's the misfortune. Here's the misfortune. The president, like in America, Like the president pretty much is like the American president, okay? And the prime minister, I don't know what the prime minister is modeled off of, but the reason why nobody really messes with the president of the United States of America in America is because the president controls the armed forces. So essentially, Lumumba won the election. He got the quote-unquote higher position, but the other guy had the armed forces. So if you understand how states work, the highest position is the person with the fucking armed forces. If you win the election, get the fucking armed forces. I don't mean to curse, but here's the trouble. Kwame Nkrumah urged Lumumba to take this, to basically make it so that the Constitution or whatever, maybe make the Constitution change, I don't know, but basically make it so that this one guy, like Lumumba got the chairmanship or the I can't remember what it's called. I said it already, but you guys know what I'm saying. Get that other position, prime minister, and then the other guy gets the presidency. That pretty much got Lumumba killed. Because once the guy started using the fucking military like he's supposed to, like Lumumba had no chance. He had no defense against this guy's coup attempt. You understand? And I mean, look, Belgium had its role. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing too. It's like Nkrumah is actively trying to get the African Union together to intervene, but he's constantly saying, let's see what the UN does first. Let's make the UN do something. Let's do the UN, and the UN is pretty much in America's pocket and in Belgium's pocket. And whenever Belgium was doing some moves outside the UN did nothing. And instead of you know, there were a lot of black people saying, look, man, let's just step away from the UN, let's do shit our own. And Kwame Nkrumah was like, no, it's better to let the UN handle. Like, I don't know. Like, again, this guy he's about black people. He's a Pan-Africanist. You know, obviously he married out, and obviously he had some sort of confusion. So he's not a saboteur is what I'm trying to say. He was not an agent is what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying, though, is that you know, it's kind of like how this dude was saying there are paid agents and there are unpaid agents. You know? What he was doing was unbeknownst, was basically ignorant, was naive. And it cost Lumumba his life, and it probably cost the stability of the Congo. Long term. Because Lumumba was about that time, his rival wasn't. And so when you're about that time, take over your damn country. And this is what I want you guys to understand too. It's not so much, because this is the thing about this thing, what I'm saying. It's not so much that, wait a second. Barton said the FBA won't like this immigrant babble. What immigrant babble? But what I'm saying is this. It's not so much that Africa cannot be set straight. Because if you see what Kwame Nkrumah did in Ghana, it was on its way. Ghana would have been set. Lumumba could have made Congo set. But it's really about we not putting the right people in the right places. We are not putting the right people in the right places. So obviously when I write this book, 2024, y'all check it out. We're going to talk about setting up political parties to get the right people in the right places. Okay? We're going to be talking about setting up political parties to get the right people in the right places. And I want to tell you this. Although some of you are going to never go to Africa, that's fine. That's understandable. I think the right place for a lot of our people to be, or right people to be, is in Africa. We'll leave it at that. Stop the immigrant babble. Oh, I'm joking. Water does not. All right. So look, this is this is Africa. Oh yeah. So look at this. All right. So I was trying to be slick. This is Kariako. Now again, a lot of single women going to the market. Now, this market is one of the most population dense markets in Tanzania. This market is not that expensive. If you were about the business of practicing day game, this is it. I'll show you guys. Pay attention. Oh yeah, one of them was my lady. Matter of fact, this is my lady right here. That's my lady right there. But and again, like, I don't know, the clothes start closing, but you guys know what I'm saying. But like, obviously, there's other women to look at, right? Like you got that lady over there, you got this lady right here. You can't tell because of the backpack, but you know the men who know. Okay, the men who know. Like if you went to physics and mathematics, you could do the curvature yourself, right? This little boy looking at me like, come on, son, right? But it is what it is. And it's just day after day. It's just day after day. Yona B's here. She said, I'm late, but I'm here. Yeah, check it out. We got Yona B here. Yona B in the building. Say hello to everybody. So this is my lady. I don't know why. I mean, look, she's really a modest lady. I don't know why she did this, but I know I had to take a video of it. You know, I think I was low-key complaining, but then I said to myself, I know my man Bwana is wondering what I'm up to. So I'm back in Africa, by the way. I'm back in Africa at this point, right?
I'm going to tell you why you should go to Africa. Really, I think there's a few reasons to go, you know, but if you don't want to travel, you don't travel, that's fine. But some of us understand the assignment, you know? We were told to go create, be fruitful, you know?
Anyway, I know I did this for Bwana, but like, yeah, you're supposed to procreate to be fruitful, you know? Now, I told this lady to pull her shirt down, but I think eventually, because she didn't know her shirt was down, I was like, oh no, actually pull it up, I got a funny video to do. And so she understands English perfectly, but I don't know, she's just walking. It was funny, it was cute. And I mean, look, it's not good practice to talk about your own woman on a recording, but I think we gotta start praising our women too. And I mean, I think Wazungu's like, you know, and no, I'll tell you this truthfully. When you got a trophy woman, you got a trophy woman. I got a trophy woman. Like, again, this woman's a chef. She's a chef. Anthony McPhail is here. He says, peace, my brother, and peace in the chat. Yo, to be, you came in at the wrong time. We were talking about Kwame Nkrumah and the Congo. So you just show up at the one time that there's a lady on tour. But yeah. But that's what it is. It is what it is. Like you have to enjoy your woman. Because that's the thing that's the problem that, in fact, I'm going to run into that same problem again. Because when I look for a second wife, she's not a baddie. And when your woman's not a baddie, a lot more, like you already messed up. Like, one thing you got to do is you got to get yourself a baddie, whatever that might mean. Now, you're going to see this lady and she's fine. This other lady is fine. But she's not, but like, you know, I'm a, like Triple H. If you guys don't know Triple H from WWE days, he would play a song where he goes, I'm an ass man, right? Like that's me. You know? Anthony McPhail says, Odie the passport brother. You already know. You know what I'm saying? The passport brother. You know what I'm saying? No. But look. We gotta understand. Life is like that. Like, you as a man, like here's the thing about the world. Like, a basketball player could come into your area and get all the women that you like. You know what I'm saying? Or most of the women that you like. A basketball player can come into your neighborhood and get most of the women that you like if he's on that time. A rapper can come into your area and get like, I'm talking about like if you in like the hood or something. But a rapper can come into your area and get most of the women that you like. If you were in a white area, Justin Timberlake could roll through, or Justin Bieber could run through and get the women that you like. Women are looking for opportunities. Women are looking for guys who are well-to-do. Women are looking for men who are on the same time as them. You understand? When you go to Africa, you're looking for a woman who can appreciate your currency, your exchange rate, and a woman is looking for a man who has shillings. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But look, even the women in America are looking for a man who has dollars. Now, and my thinking is this, and I'm probably gonna make a I can't even see the title. I thought I showed the title. Hold on a second. I can't even see the title. All right. I don't have the book on me right now, But like basically you could like I think it's on Amazon. 10 So I didn't finish reading the book, but the guy starts off talking about a particular billionaire in Cameroon who did a leadership course. You see what I'm saying? He did a leadership course and training, and he was teaching people how to get by. This guy was giving some good, valuable tips about economics too. He was like, if you're trying to sell a product, do a 7-day money back guarantee. Do a money back guarantee, because when you do a money back guarantee, people then are less like they're less reluctant to say no. You know what I mean? But anyway, but yeah, check out this book if you can. I can't tell the name. It looks like Loic Kamwa Suat Chuam, right? He's a Cameroonian brother. But yeah. So he came out from the U.S. to do agriculture in Africa. So he's a good brother, and he was talking about a billionaire before him. But the billionaire probably writes in French, so you probably won't be able to understand it unless you understand French. But yeah, that's it. What were we saying? Oh, Pastor brother. But yeah. So you gotta understand that women are looking for if you're looking for a good husband, you want a man who has money. Okay? If you want to try your luck with if you're a woman and you want to try your luck with a man, right? And everything being equal, one guy has money and one guy doesn't. Everything being equal. Okay? Go for the guy with money. Obviously. Or even this way. Go for the guy with the better trajectory for money. So, because you could have money and be losing it, and you could have no money and be gaining it. Right? But you go for the guy with the best trajectory, and you're going to be set up for look at LeBron James' wife. Look at LeBron James' wife. Right? LeBron James obviously wasn't a rich guy before, but if you see the potential for this dude to make now she's living it good, and women are looking at those kind of women as models for their lives. So now you, as a Black American or whatever you are, walking around in Africa, right, and you got green pockets. Of course, women are looking at you, because when you don't pick them, when you don't take them, they are broke. They're either living with their parents, right? They either have, low-paying jobs with a lot of sexual harassment in those jobs, right? Or they're living by themselves and they're barely making ends meet. They're hustling every day. Now, you could take a woman out of hustling. That's why you're attractive to her. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you marry a woman, you are helping her. Like I told you guys, this woman, I'm building a damn house. When she moves into this house, she never has to pay rent again. This woman, I bought her a business. She does not have to work at all. So she doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to pay rent. She's living the good life. And now all that happened because she said yes to a black, let's say a Jamaican American. Because she said yes to a Jamaican American. And what was her life like before me? She didn't have that business. She didn't have that other house. You understand? She had to work for a living. So people are looking at like people are going to date people to see if they can have opportunity. And a lot of times when you're dating your locals, if your locals are not rich, right? Opportunity is limited. Now, I'm not saying that you can't find a good local, because you obviously can, but that's what women are doing. They're looking and they're testing the water to see what is the best option to maximize their life and their happiness. And as it were, if you're a passport bro, if you're a bro going to Africa or whatever, you're also looking to maximize your happiness. Now, some people are looking to maximize their happiness in the short term. Not me. Because one thing this woman could give me is children. Children born in Africa. Born and raised in Africa. A lineage in Africa. So even if I can't run for election in Africa, guess what, guys? I could train my sons and daughters, to be politicians in Tanzania. My sons and daughters and my grandchildren, they could know about Pan-Africanism and Garveyism, and they will be African citizens who can vote, can participate in the political election, and they'll listen to their grandfather. You hear me? We have to understand there's a lineage involved. There's a real active Pan-Africanism, and it all starts out with me and their mother just getting together and saying, you know what, let's carve a life for ourselves. One of the things about this woman, matter of fact, you know, she got a great Nash, obviously. One thing about this woman was that I was like, you know what, we should try to do things to build up the economy here in Tanzania. And I mean, it's easier said than done. But the reality is that we can do it. So yeah, you know, get your passport. You know, like I said, everybody does this, you know, we call it sex tourism. Everybody does sex tourism. Okay? Like white people do it, black people do it, Chinese people do it, everybody does it. Right? However, you know, again, you got to go by the optimism. That just means that you can now get yourself a marriage. That just means that you can now get yourself grandchildren with full citizenship who are going to be about it on that time. That just means that you could get your lineage black. That's all it means. Right? You want to be says, go ahead, Oni. Loic Kamwa Silo Chum is the author. Shout out to Anthony. Yoda B says, Oni, are you back in New York City? I sure am. Shout out to the. I mean, I'm trying to head back out, but yeah, I got a time limit because again, if you want custody of your kid, like if you don't have children right now, go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the stay you could put in, and you could extend your visa, right? You could extend your visa, but the visa is 3 months long. You could extend it. It's 3 months long. The issue is this: you need permission from the other parent to extend your thing. Now, you don't really need permission, but what I'm gonna say is this: you can get in trouble with the law if you don't get permission. Okay? Because anyhow the law gets involved, they're gonna say you're wrong. Okay? And you don't want to be charged with kidnapping. Because I tell you, I know people in prison. Prison ain't it. Okay? I know people in prison. Prison is not it. Do not go to prison if you could help it. And I'm not saying, look, if you were to Pan-African business, you know, prison is a probability. You know what I mean? This white boy could easily just knock on my door and say, hey, you know what? And look, the white boy knocks on the door, I don't want to say for less, but there's a lot of guys who go online and say, you know, hey, we got to go shoot this person and that person. Or we got to shoot these people or that people. And then they hear a knock on the door. They say, and the police or the FBI, whomever, the CIA, whoever, they say, stop saying that online. That's it. They tell you stop saying. They say cease and desist. And if you decide to keep going, yeah. And there was this one sister I don't want to forget. Oh, I don't mind if I forget her, but I think her name was Sekmet, something like that. You could see her getting hauled off in a police car for saying a bunch of dumb shit on the internet. And then she's like, oh, I didn't really mean it. And then she's inside of an orange jumpsuit, you know, because of saying dumb shit on the internet. There's no point in, like, there's no, like, you want to get out of here, because they're not arresting you when you're in Africa. Okay, they're not arresting you when you're in Africa. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. What a politician they will be. Shout out, right? Or even like business, like whatever aspiration they have, I could be that supporter. Because again, with this woman, you know, we have this business already going good, and I'm telling her, look, here's what you do. We got to manage the savings. You know, you get your savings up, so on and so forth. When you get your savings up, you could just expand. And I'm telling you, like, it's not the only business that I invested in. I invested in other businesses, obviously, fashion business. I bought land, all that kind of stuff. But you know, by far, she was the best, you know, business mind that I've engaged with in Africa. And I'm not saying that, you know, there's not better business minds in Africa. I just haven't engaged with them. You know, I mostly engage with women. So it is what it is, right? Anyway, let's keep going. So eventually I said to myself, look, I want to go to Mbeya. I told this woman, I said, look, I feel like a bad person, a bad husband, because I can't be in Africa all the time, right? At the time, I was like, I can't be in Africa all the time. I want her to, I want to get a second wife so that when she gets her house, and like now, right now, the house we're building is huge, like 5 bedrooms, right? And it's costing me an arm and a leg, by the way. But she's like, I'm like, we don't want to find another wife for you. But I heard this: if you want Nyash, there are different cities that you got to go to in Tanzania. Okay, there are different cities that you got to go to Tanzania. Not so much Dar es Salaam. Now you might say, but only you just saw some good women with Nyash in Dar es Salaam. That is very true. However, in Dar es Salaam or in Tanzania, the joke is you want a woman with Nyash, you go to Mbeya. And now, not just in Mbeya, there's other places like Tanga. And by the way, my lady is Tanga, but Tanga and other places. But the thing about Mbeya that made it unique was that women in Mbeya, the idea is that women in Mbeya were also dark skinned. So if you want a dark skinned woman with Nyash, you go to Mbeya. So what did my black ass do? Why does blood clot? It's all in download. Okay, idiot. Anyway, this is gonna be me on the bus, but why does blood clot? Hold on a second. Why I did that? What? Wait, see this thing? See, and it also skipped over this lady. Hold on, let me show you guys this. This is another lady. Y'all see that? This is actually a woman with Mbeya ancestry too. Just to give you guys some insight. So yeah, sometimes women would say, "Oh yeah, I got Mbeya in my blood," and you'd be like, "Oh okay." But all right, let's see if this is. Okay, so this one's not loading. All right, but anyway, this is another one. So this is me going to Mbeya, and this is a reminder for you guys. This bus ride is like 18 hours. You understand? With very minimal stops. Very minimal stops. We are on a bus. We are on a bus for 18 hours. That's how big Tanzania is. We are on a bus for 18 hours, and the background is just a bunch of this stuff. What I'm trying to tell you, the reason why I'm showing you this is to say, when you talk about the pervasiveness of quote-unquote white supremacy, if you really wanted to get away, you could. If you really wanted to get away from white folk and white influence and white this, you could. It's just that you don't. And you know, this idea, oh, well, the white man's going to eventually find you. No, he's not. Because the influence of the white man is declining around the world. Not increasing. It's declining. And look, I know you're saying, well, what about look, if you want to get into the what about, that's fine. All right? Just say you want to live next to this dude. And just keep it a day. Let's keep it a buck. Just keep it a buck. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Just keep it a buck. Anyway, we're going to the next one. Oh, sorry. Yona B gave me a compliment. This is the same one. Yona B says, proud of you, bro. 100% turnaround. Stand on business. That's it. This is a mountain. We were going up a mountain. And look, you see these? We're going to Zen. So somebody said, my lady said this is the gas was, these are gas trucks. Driving up mountains and all whatever, 18 hours, 20 hours, who knows, going to Zambia. This is Pan-Africanism. Global trade. Pan-African trade. Plastics. You see what I'm saying? This is what the real world is going on. That's why I don't even, like Bonner just said, well, FBA is not gonna like it. Who gives a shit what FBA is gonna like? The real world is that people are day in, day out, beautiful sunny days, going to, like, from Tanzania, going to Zambia and getting shit done. Getting life done. Life is happening in Africa. What people are doing on the internet and blah, 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 Nobody gives a shit. Now, what's important is that you become a part of it. And I'll tell you this, guys. The other woman I was trying to wife, she was like, look, she was gonna make contact. She was gonna be able to sell. She was gonna do some Pan-African trade too. Like if I had stuck around with her, she would have done some Pan-African trade too. I would have invested in that kind of business where she buys food and sells it to buys from Tanzanian farmers and sell the food to like Zambians and stuff. But things didn't work out, so that never happened. But what I'm saying is that you can get into that market very easily because Mbeya was near to Zambia, and therefore you could engage in exchange with Zambia, and it would have been profitable. Okay, it would have been profitable. But we're gonna keep going. Now this is dangerous. Like you could almost fall over. They said a lot of people, in fact, once upon a time used to fall over off this mountain and die.
Driving along a mountain that has a lot of cabins.
Yeah. Yeah, that was dangerous. Anyway, so this is when we finally arrived. This is what it looks like. Beautiful mountain in the background. This is in Mbeya. And look, you see the weather, how it's sunny. It's always sunny. It's not like Philadelphia, right? But it's always sunny in Africa because it's an equatorial city, which means, and this is the thing that people don't pick up on. Equatorial basically means it does not have seasons. Okay, there are no seasons. So there is a rainy season and there is a dry season, but there's no it's always a sunny day pretty much. I mean, like obviously except for with rains and so on and so forth. You think Yona B says, man, it looks so beautiful. Reminds you of Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica's it. Jamaica's the time of day. But the thing about Jamaica, this is the thing I want to say. Jamaica's tiny. Okay, there's no such thing as driving around Jamaica for 18 hours. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know 100% sure, but you probably could drive across Jamaica in 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's 100%, but pretty much, Jamaica is tiny. It has a tiny population, and even if you got Jamaica on that time, it wouldn't really be that impactful. You know what I'm saying? Because it just wouldn't be, because there's just too few people. It's too small. Tanzania, on the other hand, if you can get Tanzania on that time, you're talking about 60 million people. I think Jamaica is like 2 million, 3 million people. Tanzania is like 60 million people. Huge, like a huge landmass, right? Which means you could do a whole bunch of industrialization without really compromising anything. It's just so much better. Now, I'm not holding you. I'm not gonna hold you. I kind of feel like I kind of miss Jamaica myself. You know what I mean? I kind of miss Jamaica myself, but because it's too damn cold in New York. But this right here. You get here. This is a different time, and of course, Mbeya was so different. Mbeya was fucking cheap. Okay, we talking your monthly rent would be 70,000 shillings. Your monthly rent would be 70,000 shillings. That's $25. $25 or $30. Your monthly rent would be $30. Now, granted, I'm not saying you're going to be living in the best kind of housing, and of course, Mbeya had more power outages than Dar es Salaam. I'm not going to hold you, but your rent is tiny, and even if you were like renting from I went to a mall because I was trying to look for a wife, so I went to the mall where everybody was hanging out, and yeah, I eventually heard somebody say how much they were renting per month to have a position in the mall. And I didn't really show any videos of the mall. Matter of fact, I think I took out the videos I was going to show, but it was like I want to say like $3 a month to rent like a storefront. You know what I mean? Like it was dirt cheap, like dirt cheap. So Mbeya is, but of course, the people aren't walking around with that much money, so that's part of the reason why, it's supply and demand really. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, like if you can get by, and it was very affordable. So if you can find yourself an online business or an online job, like you will be set for life because your expenses will be minimal and your thing. Now, here's the thing, okay? If you want to be serious about about living whatever you want to, like you want to be serious about living in Africa, you want to invest in your personal solar energy type of stuff. Okay, you get the solar energy, you don't have to worry about blackouts because electricity is cheap, but sometimes it cuts out. If you get the water jugs, you don't got to worry about water going out. So what I'm saying is that if you make a few big investments now, you don't have to worry. Like your life will be optimal. You can get fast internet if you're willing to pay for internet. And it's cheap. So everything is cheaper and more affordable, honestly. And if you just navigate in such a way, you're not going to run into the setbacks that you would usually run into. Because like most people say, hey, what about power? What about water? Yeah, you got the fucking sun. Honestly, you just get your photovoltaic cells and your Gucci. But that's it. So anyway, we're in a bed. Wait, sorry. Let's see. What's the hospital situation look like? I'll be honest with you. I don't go to hospitals. I did have a video of me in a hospital. I think I was. I don't remember what I was doing. It's not bad. I mean, it's like again, I don't really go to hospitals, so I don't really. Like I ain't really worried about that time. Like if you are really sick, then obviously thing. Some people say with Westerners, with regard to Westerners, I remember this one Pan-Africanist type. I was like, he's on that herbal stuff and whatever, and I was like, so what reason would you have to go to the doctor? And he says, well, if you got to do surgery, then go to the West. You know what I mean? Like go to the white man. But otherwise, whatever. But I don't know. I mean, like they have a lot of pharmacies around that get the same. Like basically, a pharmacist would be your first go to in Africa, and they will pretty much be like, what are your diagnosis? Okay, here it is. And then here's something that can help you. And it's pretty much the same products you would get, like not the same brands, but the same kind of products. And so like the pharmacists are pretty much like that. The hospitals, okay, I did go to hospital a couple of times. They are very dense. Like, I mean, like, not dense, like stupid, but like a lot of people. Like a lot of people will go to the hospital, so you might have to wait for a long time. However, you could pay like $25 to be seen quicker, to jump the line. And again, $25 is nothing. But let me see. I think that's pretty much. I mean, yeah. And then, like I said, I didn't really engage. Like, but they have the same X-rays. They have the same medication. Yeah, I don't really like. Again, you're probably not gonna get the, the 5-star hospital, situation you might get in America. Like if you go to 5-star hospitals. And again, when it comes to surgery, maybe you're better off. I mean, I don't know, but like most people would recommend Western surgeons, just because. I mean, yeah, but like, cause I remember I did get one. I can't remember why, but I think I wanted to get like STD test or something, and this guy like took a sample of my blood, but like he didn't give me like a Band-Aid or nothing, Or I think he wasn't even wearing gloves or some shit. I don't know. It was a little weird. Or maybe he was wearing gloves, but like, I don't know. It was just like it depends on where you go, obviously. Now there are. I want to say like for even Dar es Salaam, there were like dozens of hospitals, so you'd want to like go around and see which hospital is the best, because some hospitals have better reputations than others, like the National Hospital or this and so forth. So it really depends on what you're looking for and why you're there. But like me, I was personally like going to like I was just going around, like just trying different places, and that kind of stuff. But like I could say this. But also, I was kind of going for cheap places. I ain't gonna hold you. So it depends on how much you want to spend. But like, you know how it is. Foreigners might might have like a particular hospital they prefer. You know what I mean? And the hospital might be a little more expensive, but that might mean the dude's like wearing gloves and sanitizing this and sanitizing that and so on and so forth. And the other example might be the guy's not necessarily wearing gloves, but he's not touching the needle or nothing. He's just not wearing gloves. You know what I mean? or maybe he is wearing gloves. Or like he washes his hands, but he like rubs his hands on his shirt or some shit. You know, like some you know, I don't know, but like it's whatever. I wouldn't say I don't really go for thing. Like I don't really do hospitals. I ain't gonna hold you. So, but if I had to, again, like I don't personally get sick too much. I did get sick that one time. And like you said, you just go to the pharmacy and you cover whatever it is. Like I don't know what you'd go to the hospital for. Like maybe childbirth and maybe surgery, maybe therapy, physical therapy. I know that this lady had to go to physical therapy and it's pretty good. So I can't really complain. Yoda says blood clot alive, $30 bucks. Yeah, $30. Bought as a creature own. Learn the minimum for trauma care. Exactly. Go only for surgery. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. A lot of people create their own hospital or something like that. It's just not even that complicated. Vonna says, I hear Yoda, but what if I fall off a ladder building my hospital? Yeah, bro, you're not building the hospital. This dude, man. So again, like these houses, there are people who are building things for you. So like, I don't lay a single brick for the house I'm building. You just put up the money, and then other people build it for you. So you shouldn't be falling off of any ladders. So this is Mbeya. This looks like a video.
Africa. Should I get the bear? We'll think about it.
I don't know why I said should I get the bear, but y'all heard the birds in the background? Chirp, 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 chirp. We gotta do that again.
Mountains in the distance. We're traveling Africa. Should I get the bear? We'll think about it.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. The bear? Anyway, this is the food in Mbeya.
Beef, chicken, gypsy.
Yeah, and it was pretty inexpensive too. Like I said, like $20 or something. And this is like 3 of us were eating. I had more chips. In fact, I had more chips. Because we were sharing chips. Chips and fries. That's what they call them, fries. But the chicken was good. The beef was good. It was pretty good food. So look at the complexions here. See, this sister right here, she was actually cute, but she didn't have Nyash. But you see the rich complexion. Oh my gosh. And it's not just her, it's like everybody here. Super dark skin. I love it. Oh, it was so gorgeous. But again, a lot of people are broke here. So like guys would hang out next to these buses, okay? So the bus drops off a bunch of people, and then these guys would just swarm whoever's on there. And just like so that you can like give them a tip, and because they help you with your bags or something. They'd be like, "Hey, look, there's the hotel. There's this, there's that." And see, if you have a hotel right next to the bus stop, these guys will pretty much force you to go to that hotel. Now the hotel's not paying them; they're just like trying to help you so you can pay them or whatever. But that's not. But like that's why the hotel next to the bus stop is going to be more expensive than the hotel 3 blocks away from the bus stop. But of course, I decided to walk 3 blocks away because another thing is that Google Maps works really well in Tanzania. So you could find on the map anything that you want to live or whatever. So Yonabi says you have to think about living in certain areas in Africa, living off grid. Certain things that will not be in your reach. Preparation is the key. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is this, like here and so the difference between Mbeya and Dar es Salaam, be honest with you, they do not have the ride share services. So they have the buses, but you can't really like order a ride like a motorcycle or something. Now, granted, people are going by on motorcycles and people are going by on buses, so you could hail a motorcycle anytime you want. Like if you go on the main road, but you can't just like go on your app and order stuff. All the same, I'm saying that to say that, but like if you can not live too far off the main road, but even if you do live on the main road, but if you can just get yourself a nice $30 a month place, or even build your own place, which would be cheap, but $30 a month place, Get yourself some solar panels, solar energy. Get yourself some water tank. Get yourself some high speed internet. You're living a good life. Like, you're living a good life. Now, you're not going to get good job opportunities because, again, you'll be a foreigner if you're a foreigner. You're not going to get good job opportunities, but, like, if you're going to Africa to get a job, like, you know, come on. You know what I mean? Like, try to get yourself some passive income. Try to get yourself some online businesses. Try to get yourself like, you could even get yourself a business going in America. Because that's the thing about America. So one time I was dating this woman. She's from Haiti. Beautiful, dark skin, just like this, right? Not really big Nash, but you know, it is what it is. She had beautiful skin. Just an older lady. She was nice. She was like, if she got a little bit of cash, right, she could do the Uber, not Uber. She could do the what's that business called? Airbnb, right? Basically, rent an apartment, put it up on Airbnb. Now that's not legal, by the way, okay? But still, rent an apartment, put it up on Airbnb, get a cleaner. You know, either clean yourself or get a cleaner, and you know, money just circulates. Money just comes in because people are going to be renting for, like, you know, I don't know, like, let's say, like in New York City, they'll be renting for, I don't know, let's pretend, it's $500 a day. $500 a day to be in New York City. Because they're in New York City for 2 days, right? You give them a good luxury apartment, $500 a day. And you're renting that apartment for, let's say, $3,800 a month or whatever, right? You know what I mean? So all you got to do is make sure that you get 10 days of renting, right? A month. And you're in the green. Now, again, you know, adjust those numbers accordingly. It doesn't have to be $3,800 a month. It doesn't have to be $500 a day. But the point is that she was like, yeah, if I were to invest, and I didn't, but if I were to invest, it might have cost me a pretty penny to invest because you have to, you know, get furniture and get this, get it, so forth. But eventually you could be in the green and it could be a recurring money and you could expand that business, and all you got to really do is clean it. You know, all you gotta really do is just clean up a room and you'll be making profit. The point is this: if you could automate that, put it online, make it so that you're here in Tanzania, you don't personally clean it, but you pay a cleaner. Okay, you pay a cleaner, I don't know, $1,200 a month, I don't know, whatever. But you pay a cleaner to clean your apartments, and you have 3 of these apartments running or whatever, right? If you do that, you're just pulling in money. And then with that money you're pulling in, you could go and live in another country. This is what other people do. You got to automate your money. Okay? Now, me personally, I wish I was writing better books. I wish I was producing better games, because when I produce better games and I write better books, I could be automating my money too. I don't tell you guys this, but there's this brother my apologies, not a brother. There's this guy, I just talk about black people so much, whatever. There was this guy who, he makes video games, and he said for the last 10 years, he made, and it's not that much money, he made like $1 million profit, right? Now, some of you might be like, that's not that much money. Some of you might be like, that's good money. But he made it through video games. Now, look here, I'm going to tell you guys this, I'll be real with you. There's this white boy who makes adult video games, okay? Adult video games is like, you know, stories where, you know, like stories where, like, you know, with sex in it, right? This guy makes adult video games. Now, he's the highest paid, I want to say video game guy, or maybe adult video game guy on Patreon. That boy is pulling in $50,000 a month on Patreon. His game is free. $50,000 a month on Patreon. He hasn't updated his game in over a year. Don't ask me how I know. But he hasn't updated his game in over a year because he's getting paid so much money. And people are not even paying him to update the game. But my point is, yeah, like again, probability. When I say I wish, I'm saying that, you know, yeah, eventually, like, if I could get a good game going, a good book going, I could be pulling. Now, I'm not looking to get $50,000 a month with video games or with books. But what I'm saying is this: I could pull in a pretty penny enough to generate a profit, generate a savings, and then, like I said, I can invest in my lady, or I can invest in other people, and get some other passive income going too in that way. So what I'm showing you is that, yes, you're probably not going to get good, because see, all these people right here in this video, they're just kind of women or men sitting around trying to make ends meet with the little money that they get from, tips and whatever, right? This bus is just a hustle. These women selling corn and things are just a hustle, and you don't really want that life for you. But one, you could pay these people, you could invest in these people to make them hustle on your behalf. But two, you can like if you could make your money online, or in America but not be in America, you're good. Okay, you're good. You could live here as good as everybody else, but with more income. So leverage your international connections. I'll put it that way. Check out the complexions again. Oh yeah, you see the background? Mountains. Yeah, so this is in Mbeya. By the way, Yona B said nice food, looks good. Yeah, the food was good. Look at these banana farms. So one thing you're gonna pick up on in Mbeya was that they have a lot of bananas. Okay, like they produce a lot of bananas. Like it might have been that. So one of the people inside, so the people that they recommend you get, the particular tribe that I'm visiting right here, is mostly Nyakusa. Okay, Nyakusa are dark skinned, beautiful women with nyash. Okay, dark skinned, beautiful women with nyash. Now, not everybody has that. So like my woman had a better nyash than most of the women, right? But a lot of the women had that thin, big nyash, beautiful dark skin. A lot of the women, and that's like that. The slim thick, a lot of women had that, and so they're Nyakusa. You can look them up. Very beautiful people. Now, unfortunately, most of when I went to the village, because this is me going to the villages to check it out, look for a wife, and you might not see my woman here, or you might not see my son here, but they were both here. I just kept them off camera for the most part. I don't know if I did it perfectly for this particular presentation. Like I have pictures with them in it, but I tried to not show those pictures. But I might not do it perfectly, which is my fault. But it is what it is. But like yeah. So we go to the village. Now I'll admit, when you go to the village, probably not as easy to find women. A lot of the women are already married. A lot of the women are already in relationships, already have kids and families, because they're in the village. They're not waiting for you as a foreigner coming through. Some women might be, and some women might not be. So it is what it is. So eventually I went to the villages, and then I had to come back to the city. But and of course I it was really hard, because there's a little bit of pressure. The woman I was with, the woman I'm with, she didn't really want a second wife, but she was just being supportive. So eventually it was kind of like, hey, look, man, we got to go home. And for what it's worth, it was your thing. Yona B says, let me show you how to automate your money, Oni. I got you. Okay. I don't know what that means, but that sounds pretty good. I don't know. Yona B have a YouTube? I don't even know if Yona B has a YouTube. But sure thing. Yeah. So anyway, so this is the banana place. And here's the thing too. When you were trying to buy bananas here, it was dirt cheap. Like even to the point where my sister from my lady from Dar es Salaam was like, damn, that's cheap. It was like you got like a bundle. Like I don't know. I want to say like 20 bananas for like $3 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it was dirt cheap. And that's the thing about supply and demand that we don't understand. Bananas are the price they are because you're not local to bananas. If you have as many bananas as you over here in Dar es Salaam, and there were so many bananas, you're gonna see. So they sell in Baya. There was so many bananas, so many tea leaves. It's not expensive. It's not, because if you really want a banana, you can just go up on one of these trees and just take it. It's only expensive because you have to transport it, and that's basic economics. The prices of things, includes the transportation costs, includes the packaging costs, includes the distribution and storage costs. But when you're not transporting, packaging, distributing, it's cheap. A lot of people walking around because they just got the bananas. Hey, you want a banana? Here, just give me a little money. Just give me a little money. That's economy. That's economics. Too I'm so tight because it was so. Hold on a second, fam. I gotta I'm so tight because these videos. Hold on a second. I think that some of them did not finish sending, so I'm gonna basically I send it from my phone. So I'm gonna just go on my phone right now, and I'm just gonna go on my phone and try to see if I could resend them, because that's just embarrassing. I mean, I can't tell if they sent or if they didn't download. It's weird, but I'm going to, because some of these might actually be interesting. I mean, let me see something. So this was unable to play this video. Let me just see. I'm just checking my phone to see what's wrong, or even what this video was. Because it's probably just me just driving through. Let me see. Yeah, it didn't send. Because one of the problems with mass uploading videos is that thing. But it's just me showing banana farms probably. All right, so this is more of the complexion. Y'all see this rich complexion? So I was saying to myself, I want me Melanin rich Tanzania, I love it. That's what he said. Oh, that's what I said. I want my children and grandchildren to have that complexion. I mean, I like my complexion. I like my woman's complexion. I'll say I love this complexion. You know what I'm saying? I like this is a good complexion. And this is dudes I'm looking at. But that, you could have that easy. This is the whole tribe. This is the whole people. And that's why I can't be hating on tribalism. When you understand what tribalism really is, it's just the same people following the same customs, right? Living their lives by themselves. Living their lives by themselves. And so there's nothing, you can't hate on that. Anyway. So right here, this is I said it right here. This is Anthropology 101. This is probably one of the most beautiful things I've seen in Tanzania. Y'all don't get to see this part of life. Says online money will be the only way to make money in the future. That's a fact. Black people need to jump on that. Well, I'm not going to say it's the only way, but definitely, because this is right here. This is a way to make money. But again, these people are probably not rich. But if they had money, you would. But look at this. This is so beautiful. Check this out.
I've never seen anything like this. Like a whole market. And yeah, it's just amazing.
So I think once a week, women or whatever, maybe not only women, but mostly women, just gather together with their goods, lay them out, and just have this big open market. This big open market. And they're all Nyakusa. Beautiful. Just beautiful. This is inside the village. So as you go to the village, a little bit of modern village, but then everybody just gathers around to generate some economic activity. You want to get some fish, you want to get some goat, you want to get some beads, you want to get your hair done, you want to get whatever. You go to the market and you have a good time. And I'm telling you, it was so wonderful. And I mean, look, Most women are not gonna have that killer Nyash. There was this one woman. Oh my gosh! But I feel like she might have been younger, honestly. But this woman was just walking down the street, woo, like, woo, like if you ever seen them Instagram videos, right, of I guess the BBLs, like this was it. But it was, all natural. It was, but again, I don't know how old she was. You can't tell, because a lot of times with African people, or people in the content, they don't age the same way. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I would say this. Sometimes, some of them look older, but sometimes some people look younger. So you just, you kind of like not really too interested. But there were other women who kind of looked like they had BBLs. Like the body shape here looked like BBLs, but like natural.
It's like anthropology 101. I've never seen anything like this. Like a whole market. And yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I don't know why my camera's not so steady, but it is what it is. This was beautiful. This is another one. Another market, another part of another city. Huge market. Like they're just selling shoes right there. They're selling slippers right there. Everything's super cheap. A lot of things hand me down. But it's like, yeah, man, this is how most people are living while we are, oh, well, what's FBA gonna say? And so and the thing is this, you can make a lot of money here too. I don't know if you can make a lot of money, honestly, because like I said, people need to be spending a lot of money. Again, there's like a huge opportunity. A lot of people looking for work. Okay, a lot of people are looking for work. So if you can find something productive, like kind of like what Yona B said, you can find an online job. Like you can sell things online, okay, and produce it here. So you can get a bunch of people who are looking for work to produce shoes for you. I don't know if I remember. I didn't show this video this time, but there was this one time my shoes got jacked up because I've been walking on these kind of roads. These roads suck, right? Got jacked up, and so then I brought it to this tailor who mended the shit out of it for like $5. Spent like an hour mending my shoes for $5. Point is this, guy had skill. If you get 5 of those guys and you say, look, put these shoes together, you might not be able to sell shoes for too much in Africa, but you can sell it in America. And that was one of those businesses that actually did thrive in Ethiopia, where their sister was selling these shoes, for like $100 in America, but they would be made for like $5 in Africa. Okay, that's what you like you can do that. And Yona Beast is saying that she's the go-to. So I don't know if she's extending the opportunity to most of y'all, but definitely contact the sister about that. But we're gonna keep going. This is another.
Look at this beautiful scenery. Mountains. Let's swing a little bit. Mountains. Sky. Just dirt road leading to nowhere. Good stuff.
Yeah, so
you gotta pull your phone a little bit out of the way.
You heard that, right? I was going to say that.
Come and take it. Oh, it's not far like it.
Yeah. So one thing about Africa, well, some people say that people would take your phone. Okay. Now I have 3 phones. Nobody's ever taken my phone. I actually have 4 phones, but nobody's taken my phone. Right. Yeah, apparently it's a thing, and the thing is this. So I'm Jamaican. So yes, I could chase down a motorcycle. Although I'll be honest with you, running in Africa is really damn hard because it's so damn hot. Like it's really hot to the point where it's just not a thing. But yeah, people can snatch your motors, like snatch your thing, and that's the thing that I'll tell you this. I saw this video recently of this guy in America who got his glasses snatched off his face. His glasses were a certain brand that they say is $3,000. So again, remember this. That's what you guys are doing. In America, you're spending $3,000 fucking dollars on glasses. But anyway, my point is, and I'm not saying that we spend like that's the price of glasses. It's not the price of glasses. You can get glasses for $100. But what I'm saying is that some people are spending $3,000 on their glasses, and other people are snatching the glasses off of them. Or people might snatch your ring or your necklace in America. So it's not like crime stops in Africa. Now, I haven't seen any crime. Okay, I've probably only seen 3 physical altercations that weren't playful. So I did see like one guy getting thrown out of a bar. I think that's it really. But I could imagine that there might have been 3 such occasions. But like crime is way more limited. Like it's less crime, less thing, but that doesn't mean lower your guard. Okay. Because people say, hey, you know what? Like there are people who would snatch. There are snatchers. There are kidnappers. You know, I haven't seen any of them. I haven't experienced them. But you know, I'm from New York City, so you know I move a certain way anyway. So if you like, I think you can lower your guard, but like people are not recommending you lower your guard. Okay, I haven't seen anything bad, but again, I'm not going to tell you. You know, nothing bad happens. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I mean, I haven't seen anything. Now, compared to New York, where I tell you, like, I don't even go outside like that. But one time I brought the sister to a restaurant, and I was like, hey, you want to walk to the next bus stop or something like that, or whatever, right? And we walked, and in that little, like, the 4 blocks that I walked, there were like 3 fucking crimes going on. like there was like one person fighting, ready to fucking shoot each other. Another person like drugged the fuck out. You know, like it was bad. So that's another thing too. You don't see any drug abuse in Tanzania. And I'm not gonna say this doesn't exist, but even as a person like me who's walking around, going through poor areas, going through so on and so forth, nothing like that. Nothing like a struggle. Like even, I think it was the other day, me and my son were coming back because I decided to go visit my father in New Jersey. We were on the bus. There was this white woman strung the fuck out, like scratching at herself and crawling around on the floor in the damn train station, losing her hair, but also like combing the rest of the hair that was on her head. Gross looking white woman. That's like you don't see that in Africa. Like maybe I think I saw one drunk guy, like one very drunk guy. And they kind of just like tolerated him, but to the point where like America, where you got people strung the fuck out in the subways, no. Like, cause I can't really comment too much on America or New York because I don't really be going out like that. I ain't gonna hold you, but like, I could imagine people who move around in New York City. Like, if you're not moving safe, if you're not moving cautiously, yeah, that's like you're not gonna hear much from them because they're dead. Anyway, let's go to the next one. So we riding a motorcycle. So you see my lady, she's there. Look how many bananas there are. Those are banana trees. So you can barely hear me? Probably harder because I'm talking, but I'm basically saying we're going to the waterfall. Alright, anyway. But yeah, so many banana trees. Like, it's ridiculous. So, but then you got to start talking about economics. How do you get those bananas from here to Jamaica? How do you get those bananas from here to Haiti? How do you get those bananas from here to Chicago? Right? Because you're going to need a lot of manpower to go through and sweep up all those bananas. Okay? And then pack it up. And I did have a video of the dudes packing up a truck full of bananas. Or maybe I didn't, because I felt like, because I don't really know the culture of recording people, you know? So I just kind of like, you know, erred on the side of caution. But like, yeah, you have a lot of people, like we saw these dudes packing up a bunch of bananas into a truck, and then that truck going who knows where. But the point is that there's a lot that goes into economics that we're not really taking into account. And then when we start talking about the socialism of, oh, well, the workers deserve this much. Yeah, but for what? Because when you're selling bananas in the convenience store, you're not really picking bananas. You're not driving the truck over mountains to get the bananas to the airport or to the port where the boats are going. You're not on the boat for 3 months, you know, bringing bananas to the thing. You're just sitting down, you know, saying thank you for the banana sale. Thank you for buying bananas. You know? Like you're just stocking shelves of bananas, but you're not even taking into account how far those bananas had to travel and how hard it was to even get those bananas. Because this, like, if you're gonna see how big this land is, it like what it would require to get those bananas, like where you'd have to live and where you'd have to do, like it's so much labor. Honestly, it's so much coordination, so much organization that it's not really taken into account for when I just go to the grocery store and pick up a bunch of bananas. But anyway. I can't tell if you guys can hear me. Obviously, the phone version is better, but I can't tell if you guys can hear me or not. But I think I was saying I was going to the waterfall. And you guys can kind of see my son with his locks. But yeah, we just rolling on motorcycles. Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to not show my son off on the video, but you guys can tell and all that kind of stuff. So this is me.
We're getting led through, allegedly, this is the village. It's not a village. We're going to the waterfall. Apparently, there's a giant snake here. So, you already know. My son's over back there. Oh, wait. That's okay. Anyway, yeah, so we out in the village. Oh, shit. Look at this view. All right, I'll be right back, guys. This is a steep climb. So anyway, y'all know what I was doing, but for some reason I feel like because she's Muslim, right? So she kind of dresses to a way that you can't really tell, like what she's carrying. But she got a nice body. In case you guys can't tell, I feel like you can't really tell because the way she's dressed, but she has a really nice body. Either way, there's a couple of videos of me just like showing off her niche because that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, we're going to the waterfall again. This was a way out of the way. I don't know why we went to the waterfall, honestly, but these guys wanted to get paid, and so I think we paid them like $25 each to like drive us. Like there were two motorcycles, and we paid $25 for both of them, or $50 total, I think, to just drive us to this waterfall, drive us to this dance, and so forth. And they were Nyakusa. They were good people. Anyway. This is like Unreal Engine though, right? Like a video game. Shit. Damn, Daniel. Shit. Yo, I tell you, man, you fall out there, you dead. You're dead. Oh man. That was so funny. That was scary, man. And this is not easy. This was a hard thing, but it's so beautiful. Like to just spend time with a woman that you love, and then just just go to a waterfalls and shit, and it was so fun. Although unfortunately, man, I tell you, man, this thing was so dangerous, and the dude who was with us, he was like being a damn gentleman, you know what I mean? Like, which was just crappy for me. You know, he's holding I wasn't like holding a hand, but like sometimes it was like a steep climb, and so he was helping my kid and helping her, and he was offering help me too, but I'm like, I ain't no helping no, you get no help from no guy. But shit, man, I almost fell to my death, man, a couple of times. Me, the waterfall, top of the waterfall. How many of y'all taking photos next to a damn waterfall? Gotta have the chest hair out. Yeah. You did it, boys. I don't know why I do my face like that, but the sun's in your eyes, you know, you gotta, it's not the best, but anyway. Climb down this. So you can't tell. The waterfall's over there. This is steep as fuck. I really fell. I tried to grab onto one of these plants. We find out they're prickly. My feet hurt. Shit. They done left me.
The guy was all shickaboo, which means, hey, old man. Fuck. How do you climb down this? How am I gonna get back up?
Yeah. So man, they call me old man over there. But like, yeah, I'm not built for that, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Mountain climbing this shit. This shit was painful. My body was sore. Everything. Oh, it was bad. Anyway.
Yeah. So I don't know how we climbed down that, but we did.
We climbed down that. Shit was hard. And this is a preview to the reality that land is so diverse. So land is diverse in the world. Land is diverse in the world. So, people talking about, oh, well, cause like if you're talking about economics, you're talking about where can I live? What's a good piece of land for me to build a house on, right? And the reality is this: land is so diverse that like you could have land right here. You can't build no damn house over here. Or even if you do, it's like, what are you fucking doing? It's so steep, it's so hard to walk up, but that's what land is. That's why land has different value. That's why you cannot say everybody get free housing, because that doesn't make any damn sense. You're only saying that because you don't really participate in the economy in such a way that you can apply an intelligent analysis to the value of land and having a home. Everybody should have land. Where? Because you could easily, like, some people are living next to butcheries or butchers or slaughterhouses. We were driving through this area that was next to a slaughterhouse. The whole place stank. You're on the bus and you smell in the area, and it stinks because there's a huge slaughterhouse where cows and pigs are just being slaughtered left and right. The whole place stinks for miles. You don't want to live there. Now, land is cheap over there, but you don't want to live there. This whole idea of free housing, what does that even fucking mean? What does that mean?
The premise of
Well, this is some bloopers for my ad.
So all that matters is matter. It's a free download right now. Check it out when you can. Enjoy knowledge and wisdom.
Right? See, sometimes you do bloopers, you don't know what he's gonna say.
The picture, yeah. So, moving to the waterfall. I like to climb up here. How do we do this? Let's see. Okay. I gotta put my hands out, right? Fuck. Alright. Yeah, this thing is slippery. Alright, let's see. Alright, oh shit. I was trying to grab onto this plant and it just fell. Alright. On my way! Alright, guys. Be camping out here. Fuck it. We're building a tent. Be camping.
Y'all tell me, that thing's hard, man. I ain't gonna hold you guys. It's hard. But like I said, you gotta go outside. You gotta go out of your not even your comfort zone. Go experience life. Like they say, touch grass. You saw what I just did? I just touched grass. Go really seriously touch grass. Like this, I tell you, we were riding motorcycles. Driving through the city, beautiful sunny day, climbing up mountains, checking out waterfalls. Like that's what, like, don't let this white man fool you into spending your whole life at work and home and the market. Okay, those are the three places that you're mostly gonna go. And I write this right into my book. But there's three places you're mostly gonna go: your house, obviously, the first one, the market, and your job. Right? And if you're young, your school. Those are the four places that you mostly go. Do not let this white boy fool you into that being your entire life. Go ride on a damn motorcycle. Go to a waterfall. Go on an airplane. Go in outer space if you can. Go experience what life has to offer. Go through an inactive volcano. You know what I'm saying? Like an inactive volcano. Just go see life, man. Go engage with animals. Don't let this white boy trick you into being home and being at work and being in the market and thinking you living a full life, because you're not. Okay? I shouldn't say you're not, but you get what I'm saying. Like, go enjoy yourself, okay?
Okay, so we got to the mountain, and it's just another mountain. Fuck. Fam.
Yeah, out of breath, I am.
Is this where we did? Is this where I die?
It was so hard to cover those mountains. I ain't gonna hold you. And you guys hear me getting out of breath, man. I gained a lot of weight. I ain't gonna hold you. Even now, man. I was trying to speed walk here in Brooklyn. I was trying to speed walk for like, I think it was like 30 minutes. Now I was speed walking like, so when I speed walk, I'm not like, I'm like walking like them Kenyans, but I'm trying to do it for like 30 minutes. And yeah, man, it wasn't it, man. I was getting tired. Like my body used to be to the point where I could do that maybe for like an hour or something. But like now I'm just like, nah. I think I gained like 20 pounds because this woman, like I said, she's a chef, and she did this thing where it's like she puts all this food on your plate and then tells you don't got to eat all of it. But like, on what planet am I not eating all the food on my plate? You know what I'm saying? like just give me a smaller plate. Like that's it. No, I mean, she would just set you up, man. I don't know if I showed off the meals. I showed it off on the other YouTube videos, so you gotta check out the YouTube shorts. But like, yeah, this woman was good. She's a good woman. She's just so like, and that's the thing too. I want you to understand. There's a difference between good and good for. There are a lot of good women. There are only a handful that are good for you. Okay? There are a lot of good men. I'm talking to the women, because Yona B's here. Shout out to Yona B. Shout out to Revolution State Matron. Right? There are a lot of good men. Only a handful are going to be good for you. So it's good and there's good for. Okay? Like, I'm a good brother. Sure. I'm not good for a lot of the women that try. Like, I'll tell you, man, this woman in America, oh my gosh. This woman in America, she does not believe in foreplay. I told her, you know what? It got to the point where I told her, look, I don't want to get in a relationship with you because you don't even do foreplay. She's like, oh, when I first met you, you ain't like foreplay. The fuck is wrong with you? You know, and that's what I'm saying. There's good and there's good for it, because she's good looking. She's good looking. She got a nice body. But if she's not doing what you need to be done, because you know, like I need me some foreplay. Right? Now this woman right here, the woman I'm with, I tell you, man, this don't let me cry. Okay? But that's the whole point. There's good and there's good for. There's good and there's good for. Yona B says, warms my heart to hear you talk so good about your wife. Well, that's you know, but that's what I'm saying. That's what you're going to get. That's how it is. And that's why I say about you gotta practice abundance, because you're not going to get it if you practice scarcity. One of the philosophies that men do is they practice scarcity. What philosophy women do? It's like, I can't, like, for instance, this woman right here, the woman in America I was just talking about, doesn't do foreplay. She's like, I want you to marry me. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, I'm getting up in age and, you know, I can't find. Like, what the fuck? That's not why you marry somebody. You know? You marry somebody because they are perfect for you. They give you a perfect life. That's why you marry somebody. Not because, oh, well, I mean, I'm getting up in age. You know what I mean? Because that's a recipe for disaster. Because, see, when I was practicing scarcity, that's what happened with my son's mother, matter of fact. You know? Because at the time, I didn't feel too attractive. You see me walking around, I look the same, kind of, rarely, but a little bit. I mean, obviously, I had more, you know, I had more natty hair. You know, my hair, I wasn't separating them, so I kind of looked like whatever. But what I'm saying is that I felt at that time I couldn't get better. You know, she was the only Pan-Africanist I knew. You know, a lot of times, like people say, you know, you can't find a good conscious sister. She was the only conscious sister I knew at the time. Because the sister before her, she was nice and all. But then when I started talking to her about black stuff, she was like, I don't want to hear that black shit. So I was like, okay, I need to find me a woman who at least wants to hear about black shit. That was my son's mother. I thought she was the best I could get. Because a lot of black women were turning me down at that point. Right? I thought she was the best I could get. Now, she wasn't, I don't want to talk bad about her, but she wasn't all that great. All the same. Yeah, if you practice scarcity, oh, this is the best I could. If you settling on the best I could get, right? Not the best. Not the best I could want, the best I can get. If you settle on the best you could get, you already done fucked up. Because here's another thing too. I tell you, man, these American women, man, they make you feel bad. Make you feel like you're a piece of shit. Sometimes. Like, they really make you feel bad. Like, these African women, they uplift you. They lift you up. Oh. But these American women, they make you feel like shit. Like, you ain't it. So, after I stopped messing with this lady, I met this other woman. She was banging. She was an older lady. big Nash, wonderful Nash, Texas, right? But like, I felt so insecure, right? And so the woman that I'm talking about, the woman that I said that doesn't do foreplay, right? She was actually an ex of mine, and at the time she made me feel good, because she was, I was hitting them walls, you know what I'm saying, right? But anyway, so she made me feel good about that because the woman before her didn't make me feel good about that, even though I had it. And I don't know what these women are doing. Like, women are kind of like they do that. And the thing is that, again, it could be that I wasn't good for her. You understand? And part of the reason why she might have been dating me because she was a broke ass, and I was sympathetic to her still. I listened to her, right? But the point is that you can find the right woman or the right man for you, but you gotta look, and you gotta keep your eyes open. Right? And a lot of women are not doing that. A lot of women are just settling. A lot of men are just settling. A lot of people don't settle. Okay? Because you'll mess up your life. Because see that trouble I have with the law? Like I said, this woman's a Pan-Africanist. My son's mother was, she kind of wanted to name my son Malcolm. After Malcolm X. We gave him an African name, of course. But she wanted to give him that name after Malcolm X. She was a big Malcolm X patient, right? But even so, you have to say to yourself, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want, and go for that. And everything else, I would say everything else, don't be too serious with anything else. If you don't want something, don't be too serious with it. And cut it off as soon as you see a red flag. Because you could also mess up. You could also mess up. Anyway, that's it. Let's go. This is her, the waterfall. Look at that shit. Look at that waterfall, though. You see?
All that matters is
chess here.
21 choices for a better life, love, and health. Available wherever those are available.
Now, for some reason, I thought this was a good commercial. Because I was like, yo, how many times you get to see a damn waterfall? That's just, but of course that's a badass commercial, but it is what it is. I think I tried another video. This blood clot Toronto. I think you guys saw this.
Matter. 21 choices for better life, wealth, and health.
Ooh. Now, I'll be honest with you. Don't go to waterfalls a lot, unless you try to build a dam or something. And that waterfall is probably too small to build a dam. I'm not gonna lie.
21 choices.
Let me see if I can pause on the waterfall.
Wealth and health.
Yeah, so this is probably too small for a dam. There is a city in Tanzania called Rufiji where they have a bigger waterfall. I don't know if they're already doing hydroelectric electricity over there, but that's what I'm talking about with opportunity. You can find yourself a dam if you have the capital. You probably don't have the capital, but if you have the capital, or if you can organize the capital, right? Because again, you might not have the capital. You might have 10% of the capital. So you get 10 people with your capital, then you have 100% of the capital, right? You get 100% of that. You get the capital in order to build a hydroelectric power plant, whatever, right? You can now generate a whole bunch of power in Africa, and you could sell that power to the energy company, or you could sell that power to the government, or you could contact the government and say, hey, look, I have a whole bunch of power. What can I do with this? And they're like, oh yeah, we'll sell it to TANESCO, right? TANESCO buys your power. You have a constant source. You have an infinite source of income. And again, look, it's not just even hydroelectric, because you could get this, like you see these fields, right? Where is it?
All that matters. Another piece of land conquered, boys.
All right, so what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you guys some land. But so this is me leaving the waterfall saying I conquered the, I'm just joking. But I was going to upload these videos as YouTube shorts, but the internet was crap there, so I just didn't. But what I'm saying is this. You have, and I'm not saying internet is always crap. I'm just saying that I was paying for the crappy internet service. Like, I was paying for unlimited internet, which is, like, even in America, if you run out of your 4G, you get 2G. or you go to 3G or something like that, and then you have unlimited 3G. So this was like basically the unlimited 3G, which is, nobody really messes with 3G. But anyway, so like everybody's gonna say 3G is crap, but 3G is like good enough to watch YouTube, and like it's better than the dial-up we used to do. But anyway, what I'm saying is this: even if you got a whole bunch of land and just built a bunch of solar power generators, okay, you just bought a whole bunch of land and just put it out. Here's a bunch of solar power generators. You can then still sell power. Now, of course, I want you to understand. You probably want to talk to the government officials or talk to whomever is involved or talk to the power company before you invest a bunch of your income into solar power or what have you, or hydroelectric. But that's another thing about passive income, right? And hopefully Yoda B will tell you the details. Now, this is going to be me running up a mountain and then trying to grab my woman's nyash. I try not to show her face too much because, it's a little bit, like it's a pretty face, but I mean, it's a little bit, it's just not something that people do. Of course, a lot of people do it on the internet. They do that, but I just, sometimes you got to respect people's privacy. You know what I'm saying? And like, I personally respect my privacy because my thing is this. I'll be honest with you guys. Since a lot of my audience, well, they're not really Americans per se, but because America has an interest, like America's fucked up. Like I barely even wanted to show my face. For a long time, I wasn't even showing my own face on the internet because, like, America has this weird, like, this power, just like, because I'm not even, like, I'm a Garveyite. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even, like, enemy of the state. But you never know what's going to happen. So I don't want anything bad to happen. So that's why I don't really show my child or my woman, or I try not to, But other like if it wasn't for the fact that it's not really too safe to be on the internet anyway, I would be more showing on that. So that's the only thing. Like obviously she has a beautiful face, but I'm just showing off the Nash because the Nash is behind her. You know what I mean? But she has a beautiful face. You see how fit I am though? I was running up the mountain after. Shit. She said she needs water.
Yash.
Yash. Look like a damn child, man. Get the Starlink internet only. It works in Africa. Oh, for real? Okay. Let's do it. I don't know what that is, but let's do it. But that's the thing. I don't know because one of the things about one of the things I learned. So I have this phone. I'll tell you guys. I have this phone that's of this certain brand. Because it was the wrong brand, my phone did not receive internet from the local Tanzanian internet. Now, like you're saying, maybe I could just pay for a international. But the thing about these companies is a lot of times they are not providing services to certain countries. So even my phone company, which is not the typical phone company, right? But my phone company does not provide services in Tanzania. But it did provide services in Jamaica. But you had to log into one of the local, like it had like a deal with one of the local Jamaican providers. So a lot of times, like I don't know if, like again, Starlink might be applicable in certain African countries. I'm not 100% sure if it's applicable in Tanzania. But if it is, that's Gucci, because I know this lady, like right now, I'm still paying for her internet. So again, because that's the thing I was saying to myself. I was like, if I had multiple wives, I'd have multiple women who had I could pay for their internet, I could pay for their Netflix, I could pay for their housing, and they could just give me a bunch of offspring, and that means I don't have to burden one woman with a bunch of offspring, Like I don't have to give one woman 4 kids. I could give one woman 2 kids, or I could give 4 women or 3 women 2 kids, and I'll have 6 children. Now, eventually, I went down to let me just get 2 women, and after this second woman, who's gorgeous, I said, you know what? Let me just stick to this one woman because this woman is a great woman, and that's it. Like you just have to go by like who's the most compatible with you on a holistic level. And this woman is just incomparable. Like you're not gonna, like, I didn't find much other joy. Like look at this. She's coming, like she's going to Mbeya with me to find another woman, climbing up mountains with me. Because she could have easily said, no, I'm not going to join you in that stupid ass shit. I'm going to stay in Dar es Salaam and I'm going to leave you. She said, no, I want to be with you. And even if you're doing something stupid, if you're doing something totally against my interest, I want to be with you. You know what I mean? And now, shout out to the dudes who probably thinking, well, Oni, you got some money. But it's not even that. You know, it's not even that. A lot of the women are not, like, some women are going to be like, oh, I just want money. But a lot of women are not going to be on that time. You know what I mean? A lot of women are not going to be on that time. At least not the women that you're meeting. Now, granted, if I was, like, stupid rich, you know, that's different. You know, like, if I'm Nick Cannon, yeah, a woman is only going to want me because I have a bunch of money. But it is what it is. Now, Sister said, Yoda says, Starlink is Elon Musk satellite Wi-Fi company. It works in every country. It's about $1,000 and you get unlimited service. What? A limited service for $1,000, or you keep paying after the $1,000. But yeah, all right. Elon Musk, man, I was like that boy doing it. I think he's like the richest man in the world right now, right? Or one of them. Anyway, this is me singing Deo. Y'all see my gray hair coming in? Daylight, come on, me one. My lips are looking chappy though. I ain't gonna hold you. Daylight, come on, me. Like, look how many damn banana trees are. Now, I'm holding the camera up so I don't get my sun too much. But like, yeah, like if I could show you guys, it's just banana after banana after banana after, like to the point where you start singing the Banana Boat song. By the way, you know what's interesting about the Banana Boat song? So you read Amy Jacques Garvey. I think somebody said that today was her birthday. I'm not 100% sure, but you read Amy Jacques Garvey's autobiography, and not autobiography, Garvey and Garveyism. You read that book, right? And she's talking about how the Jamaicans were singing the Banana Boat song, and she writes down the lyrics. You know, Deo, they like, you know, whatever. But she writes this book in like 1920, 1940 or something like that. It's pretty interesting. So it's just one of those traditional songs of Jamaica. And I was just singing it, having fun, you know? It is what it is.
All that matters is matter.
So I said another commercial.
Choices, better life.
Look how many damn bananas! It's crazy. Anyway, so Yoda people said no. You pay for a satellite for $1,000. So look, I that does sound interesting. Only thing is, I don't know what is satellite like. Is it like a big home satellite that they have to install? Because, you know, again, like I would need that installation in Africa. You know what I mean? But that's a great idea. So you see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's two things. One, you see how that is a good opportunity for you to get your perfect house in Africa. That's one. I mean, obviously it's Elon Musk, and you're kind of like ill, but still, you know, it is what it is, right? You know, if you get a solar power panel, you might not necessarily get an African made, right? But two, it shows you that things are possible. So if you can figure out a way to engineer solar panels, if you could figure out a way to engineer internet satellites, if you could figure out a way to engineer water tanks or whatever, you know, self-filling water tanks or whatever the fuck you want to fill, if you can find out a way, you can augment and improve the lives of the people around you and make money doing it. Because see, I ain't gonna hold you, I never been in a Tesla except for one time. I came back from Africa and I ordered a Lyft, and this Indian guy showed up with a Tesla. That junk, I mean, I ain't never seen no Tesla. I never look into them. I don't, you know, I don't drive, so I don't really care about cars, right? Bomba clock. I can't even open the door. I didn't know where the door handle was. I didn't know what the buttons were on the butt. Like, he was like, I was like, I put on the window. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, man. Them cars, I'm not a commercial. that car did look sick, you know. And I was looking at how much it costs. It's not that much. It is a lot, but it's not that much. And of course, I can't get it in Africa. But my point is that Elon Musk, say what you will, that guy is innovating some shit, or he's selling some useful stuff, or he's selling some cool stuff. He's doing it. He's doing what he's doing to be the richest guy on the planet. Now, everybody might say, well, yeah, he's getting a bunch of these solar credits and these credits and this and stuff. Okay. But you can't knock that if you can get unlimited internet, I'm guessing high speed internet in Africa, that's a good ass deal. Because now, if you get unlimited power from solar energy, right? Except for when it rains, and then you can pay for the cheap energy, right? Unlimited power for solar energy. You can get those water tanks, right? Which are, not unlimited. You can't really get unlimited water. That's not a thing. But, it is what it is, right? And then you get unlimited high-speed internet. And then the cost of living. Because, again, I'm building this house. This house is pretty damn expensive for me. Okay, I'm not a wealthy guy. House is pretty damn expensive for me. But I'll tell you this right now. Even though this house is expensive for me, once I pay for this house, I do not need to pay rent. I do not need to pay mortgage. I do not need to pay for the land. I do not need to pay any sort of taxes. I do not have to pay anything else. So listen to what we're saying. You can pay $1,000 right now. You can pay how many thousands of dollars to get a house. You could pay for the thing, for the solar panels. You will not have any expenses outside of groceries and water. Now, if you had a big enough land, you could get your farm and whatever. I'm not doing that shit. My point is this. I'm not doing that shit right now. My point is this. You drastically cut your cost of living by investing in your future. Okay? Because $1,000 is a lot of money. Okay, it's a lot of money. However, you pay it once, you never have to pay it again. Right? You never have to pay it again. That's the world. That's the world. That's the world we live in. That's what we want. That's what you want. Reduce your cost of living. Reduce your cost of living. And in fact, I'll tell you this. Matter of fact, this sister, one of the quotes I found, Carolina de Jesus, I think she's like Latin American, like African woman in Latin America. She says, actually, her quote is this: actually, we are slaves to the cost of living. What she said. So I don't know what she's responding to. I don't know where she was going at, but everybody's a slave to the cost of living. If you can reduce your cost of living, however, I'm not saying everybody's a slave, but you get what I'm saying. If you can reduce your cost of living, that's what you want to do in life. And not just that, the quality of living. Because, oh man, I tell you, man. Let's keep going.
This is what I mean about all that matters is matter. What matters, the people setting the banana policies. Yeah, banana talk. You just write yourself a million bad. Don't talk about bananas. Anyway, people who actually a lot of people, the people who own these banana trees, the people who planted them, they're the ones who are deciding on banana factories and stuff. We here talking about, hey, let's industrialize bananas and stuff, right? Why are you saying that and you don't even have a banana tree? You don't even have one banana tree, let alone. Alright, right here. Right here, guys. Right here. Alright. I'm getting old. See?
Yeah. I'd say I almost fell off that motorcycle a couple of times. But like that's the thing. So you have this you just like we talk about industrialization, and I tell you guys, for a while I was thinking about the name of my book was gonna be All That Matters Is Matter. But like really, what material investment do you have on the continent of Africa? Do you have these? Because somebody owns these. Somebody has a claim to these bananas, or maybe nobody does. I don't know. But somebody, I'm guessing, somebody has a claim to these bananas. Definitely the tea leaves later on, right? But you have to have your claim. Because when you're talking about industrial, I want to industrialize Africa. Okay, sure. What capital do you have to do that? See, the person, if there's somebody that owns this land with all these bananas, right? They can say something. Like, they can talk to their local politician. Oh, yeah. Like, they can sit up with their local, they can call their local politician, I got a problem. And the politician's like, oh, how can I help? Because they own so many damn bananas. And if the economy is reliant on the trade in bananas, then you're talking to the person who owns those bananas. If you don't own that, then of course nobody gives a shit what you're going to say. Why would you sit up? Like, tell me this. Riddle me this. Even in my position, why should any politician sit and talk with me? Let's be honest with me. Be honest. Why should any politician sit and talk with me? Now, you might say, well, Oni, you're a smart guy. Okay. Now, suppose that I weren't a smart guy. Okay? Suppose I weren't a smart guy. Why should any politician sit down and talk with me? And you might be like, well, Oni, but I just told you you're a smart guy. Yeah, you think those people who aren't smart guys aren't being told that they're smart guys? And then you think they don't want to talk to the politicians too? Is that what you're thinking? Sorry, I thought I heard my son. But my thing is that everybody has an opinion. Everybody has what they think is what they consider intelligence. Everybody has somebody who they think is wise. Everybody has some sort of good ideas. If you're sitting up in the big seat, how do you know who to talk to? See, because at the end of the day, you say to yourself, you look at my podcast, you got 8 people listening. 8 beautiful people. Y'all are beautiful, right? But if I were sitting up in the big seat, why in the world would I be listening to a guy who could only find 8 people to listen to him? Versus the guy who could find 200 people to listen to him. But you see, the guy who has 200 people listen to him, he's not saying nothing. So I'm going to think that the person who has 8 people listen to him is saying less than nothing. Right? Common sense. Because my time is valuable. What I'm dealing with is I'm trying to sell bananas to Zambia. I'm trying to make sure the hospital has the backup generator working because the power just went out. I'm trying to talk to Tanesco and say, look here, Tanesco, the energy company. Look here, you can't keep having these power outages. I'm trying to negotiate with Dar es Salaam, right? Or actually, Dodoma. Dodoma is the capital of Tanzania. Dar es Salaam used to be it. I'm trying to negotiate with Dodoma and say, look here, Dodoma, you can't keep allocating all the power to Dar es Salaam. You got to put some into Mbeya. You know, I'm trying to go to the Ayacusa ceremonies so that I could get in good with the Ayacusa when they're voting in 4 months. I got all this stuff, and you want me to go listen to some American dude sitting down on his American couch talking to 8 people? Sure, 8 beautiful people, but 8 people? No. You gotta be out of the African mind. Now, different if it's that American guy has 40 acres and a mule in Africa. Now, I'm not talking about reparations. I'm just saying if you have 40 acres and a mule, or even if you have 400 acres and 5 mules, right? If a man has 500 acres and 5 mules, right? Then, okay, what you got to say, man? You know, because you could help me out now. You could help me in my election. You could help out my country, my community. You talking to 8 people, you can't help me out. You know, I'm not saying I can't help, because of course I can. I'm just saying that if I was in that position, I might not be searching the internet for 41 view podcasts for the answers to my country. Because probability of you landing on this program is slim to none. You're mostly going to find a whole bunch of other programs. So I'm just leaving it like that. Sister Yona B says it's self-installed, comes in a kit, small, large, plug it in the point to the sky. That's it. Works great in all areas. Sister, you sound like you got it. You got it? Let me find out. And see, that's another thing too. You see how, and this is another thing too. You see how she's saying, look, you could buy a satellite for $1,000 and then you get unlimited internet. Check this out. Check this out. There's two things you could do with that information. One, you could buy 10 of them junks, sell them in Africa for more than that. Now, the trouble with that is this. There's one trouble. You're going to run into import prices. Okay? If you're importing things into another country, you're like, unless you take it out of the packaging, which you should, but you know, and of course, if you take it out of the package, it look like it's in use or something. Basically, if you look like you're gonna sell something, you're gonna get through customs, and they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg. Because I think I was bringing some sister a projector, 3D projector, not 3D projector, 2D projector, but I was selling a TV projector or whatever. I know I said that like 3 times. And because I left it in the box, they charged me like, I don't know, like 10 or 20% of the cost. So that's not the best plan. But if you can find some buyers in Africa, you could sell it to them for $2,500. Or not even $2,500, maybe like, well, because you have to do the customs, I would sell it for like, you know, maybe $2,000. I don't know. But basically, you could buy it and sell it to somebody else. Another thing you could do is you can rent it. Okay? So you can buy it for $1,000. Now you're gonna have to pay customs, so it might be like a $1,200, $1,300. I don't know. But after you have it, you can then rent it to people for I don't know how much you want to rent it for, but you could then rent it to people, per month, and you could eventually, earn up the money over time. What I'm saying is that this is the opportunity that you have in everything you do. I was telling some people to do karaoke in Africa. They were like, hey, look, I can't afford karaoke. But then they started looking at karaoke. And there was this, somebody told me that there was this karaoke bar that there was this bar, they knew a bar, and this lady had a karaoke machine. And she was selling so much from doing karaoke. And, because I went to a karaoke show when I was here in America. We went on this date with this woman. It was an awful date, but the karaoke was nice. She could sing. Anyway, but, the lady, so when the karaoke bar lady, I said, why don't you ask the karaoke bar lady if you could borrow her machine? And the lady said no, because the lady was renting the karaoke machine. So you get what I'm saying? Like, there's an opportunity in business of just renting equipment, stereos and stuff, like speakers, stereos, because when people hold parties, they want to, they want stereos and things, but they don't have stereos. You know what I mean? So you could just rent it to DJs, rent it to whomever, and you could get in some passive income that way too. Forecast says, what up? Yona B says, don't have it yet. I'm moving to Africa, so preparing self. Good for Yona B. Shout out to Yona B. But see, I want people to move. I want people to move. Because the thing is, everybody says like I said, I married a lady once upon a time who said, I'm moving to Africa. We moving to Africa. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just gotta get on that plane and go. Cause another thing about it too is that you gotta know what you look like. Even when it comes to men and women or dating, you gotta know what you want. In Africa, you gotta know what you want. You gotta go. So when I was in Ghana, Ghana was beautiful, but like I said, my life is in Tanzania. You know what I mean? And I'm just grateful because even when I was in Tanzania for the first month, I was like, I gotta leave. Because like I said, the way I was playing on my birthday, matter of fact, the first few weeks or for the first month, because I got played so hard, I just wanted to leave. I was so ashamed. Like, you could look at my texts. This woman was just promising to come see me on my birthday, and she never showed up. And she's like, oh, I'm on my way. And I'm just sitting at my house looking like a dumbass on my birthday. And I was supposed to go to Zanzibar. I was supposed to go to the freaking beach and everything. And I was just waiting for her. It was so embarrassing. I just wanted to leave the country. And I was running into my own troubles because, like I said, I don't have full custody of my kid. So you can't just go from one country to the next. Like, if I showed up in South Africa, they might be like, where's the permission from the mother? Go to America. You understand? So I was gonna cut my trip short, but luckily I stayed. I mean, I did a little, I did a little bit of tricking, but I stayed, and it's the most fundamental thing. So it's like you got to go to Africa and really experience it, you know, because some things are gonna be intolerable. You know, like you never know. You want to be guys might look at you like a paycheck, but that's why I'm trying to say about women too. Because women are gonna look at men like a paycheck. Guys might look at you like a paycheck. You know, that's fine. I'm gonna say this. I wasn't really sure what I could recommend to a woman. What I could say is this: me giving this woman a business where she doesn't have to work really paid off, because that means that you ought to be, or any black woman, could go to Africa, set up a business, right? Don't have to work, just collect the money, just collect the profit, and that's it. Now, here's the trouble. A lot of people are not too trustworthy. Okay? Just like in America, some people are gonna, whatever. What I would say is this: to guarantee your trustworthiness of somebody, really get to know their family, get to know where they're living, get to know where their family's living, right? Really get as much information on this person as possible. Show up, learn about their family. That's why this woman was such a good advantage. Because, see, with the other people that I've done business with, I didn't really know their family. I don't really know. So I can't really go up to their moms and be like, yo, this person did so and so forth. This woman, I know where her mom's lives. You know what I mean? I could show up. Now, I'm not saying that you could, you're going to do stuff or nothing like that. I'm just saying that it's a different security than, these people who could just disappear and you have no idea. You have no idea where they are, where they're from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not whatever. Yoda B says they look at me like a paycheck here. Dad, that's sad. See, I would have kept that in the drafts, man. I wouldn't have said anything about that. Now I'm saying, man, look, real talk. In America, the way how men are looking at women as paychecks is kind of sus. Like it's really pathetic of a lot of people. Man, I've been on this podcast forever. I appreciate you guys for coming through. But I mean, this is a pretty good. I think this is gonna be my favorite. One of my favorites. But anyway, more of me.
So we're talking about bananas again. We're just look at this, man. Y'all never seen anything like this. I could be at home writing a book that nobody wants to read. Or maybe you do want to read it. If you do, like I said, you can go download the video. Right? And I mean, of course,
So these are tea leaves.
Of course, I enjoy writing but I look at this. Like sometimes, just take a break, take a vacation. Produce, be productive, but sometimes just go out and take awe of this planet. This planet created you, created all this. We are all descendants of the same microorganism. This is the biodiversity. This is the genetic diversity that's been created. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Speaking of beauty, right?
Anyway, look at that guy. Anyway, so what I'm saying is this. All those tea leaves, right? Somebody owns those tea leaves, right? So, like I'm saying, you set yourself up to, because now you got to start thinking. I don't want to take this picture off. I'm gonna hold you, but actually, hold on a second. It's just a beautiful view. You're just riding on a motorcycle. It's just beautiful. So I'm like, I could write a book. Nobody wants to read. I'm joking. If you want to read it, go read it. But like, there's so, like, you see the tea leaves. But you got to understand, this is economies, right? So you have somebody who owns all this land, right? Possibly. Or maybe this is just a natural occurrence, right? In which case, somebody wants to claim this land, right? But basically, you have all these tea leaves. How do you get all these tea leaves into, I don't know, a shop in, let's just say Belgium, right? How do you get into a shop in Belgium? Well, you have to get a whole bunch of dudes, right, to come here and pick the tea leaves. And before you had a bunch of dudes to pick the tea leaves, you had a bunch of dudes drop the seeds into the ground or whatever, right? This is what economics is fundamentally. And if you don't understand this part of economics, you're missing out on your analysis. Because with this kind of situation, right, you're not going to be able to sustain, like, first off, you can't pay people on a daily rate. You can't pay people daily because most of the work is being done by the earth. Most of the work is being done by the earth and the sun for growing crops. But you occasionally need people to work to get the crops out into whatever, or to put the seeds in. Occasionally you need people to work. So you're going to have people with temporary labor. You're going to have temporary laborers, and they're not going to be as well off as the person who's hiring them. Okay? Because you can't hire people for too much. You can't pay people too much for temporary labor, because otherwise they're not going to do it. Because once they do it once, they don't have to do it again. They can then buy their own land and do whatever, right? So you need a certain, like, it's just so much involved in economics. But my point is this: you have these huge fields. Because see, when you look at these huge fields, you think to yourself, okay, this is not like Jamaica. You know, I'm not saying there's not huge fields in Jamaica, but you can't have too many huge fields in Jamaica because Jamaica's not huge. You know, here, I tell you, this back-to-back huge fields, and all you have to do as an African person is say to yourself, get enough economics to buy some of these fields for yourself, and then you can start talking about industrialization. Or you could make a connection with these people selling. Say, look, I'll buy these leaves from you, then you could grind them up and make whatever the fuck you want. You could grind up those bananas and make slushies or whatever. I don't care. My point, or you make ice cream. Point is, there's so much work to be done. There's so much opportunity, but you have to go out there and get it. You have to go out there and get it. Okay? Anyway.
So this is a motorcycle video with no commentary.
So I'm like, this is the motorcycle video with no commentary.
Motorcycle. Cap, we're having commentary.
Cap, we're having commentary. You already know. Why you go on my channel? You don't want commentary. Of course, I actually don't have commentary. I'm just making this joke. It's going to be a YouTube short.
I'm not gonna have any commentary. Of course, I'm having commentary. You should come to my channel. Not what you've been here before. You want to see motorcycle? You want to see babes driving on motorcycles? What are you into? Fetish? You want to see bananas?
Yeah, so those guys don't speak English, but you kind of pick up that my lady does speak English. Oh, that was another thing about it, though. In Tanzania, a lot of people are not speaking English. That's one reason why I like it. Now, that's one of the reasons why you might not like it. Because a lot of people... So even if you meet a good woman, if she's not speaking English, it's really, really hard if you don't speak Swahili. You know? Now, I want to learn Swahili, and so it's kind of bad when the woman speaks English, because then you can't learn Swahili. Yeah, like, I'm really bad at languages. I'm not going to hold you guys. So, that is what it is. So anyway, more of me. So you can't really hear me, but I'm saying I want to meet village people, and they're going to take me to a village traditional dance. So I didn't know what that meant, but I'm going to show you guys what it is.
So my kid is homeschooled. So instead of...
Not right now, right? Something else.
Him, oh, you know, there are creators in this world. Nope. Took two picky. Those are motorcycles. Took two picky. And now he's at a crater. A giant crater.
Yeah. So somebody said that the Chinese might have either the Chinese might have made this crater, or the Chinese were working on this crater. Like, again, I don't speak Swahili, so it's a little harder. Like, in my other video, the guy says China, you know. But basically, the Chinese were here for a second, and they had a contract for, let's say, like 5 years or something. After the 5 years, they were told to leave, and they left. You know, they weren't colonists, they were just working. But basically, they come to middle of freaking Mbeya, and they see this nice, piece of, this nice crater where they can get stones or whatever, a nice quarry or whatever, and they come to take it, in exchange for, hiring people, and then afterward they leave, and that's economics. And who knows, they might be saw it on a satellite and said, let me come through and do this. But that's what it is. That's life. That's the real world. You know. So
So
then
I'm walking out this crater. Of course, I'm accidentally falling. You guys know this is steep. Shit, look at this. Oh, fuck. Shit, boys. Ah, yo, oh my gosh, my shoes are hurting me. My feet are hurting me. My body is sore. We've been walking all day. We've been going to different fairs and festivals and markets. Oh my gosh, and then this giant crater. All right.
yeah, I was yeah.
Okay, here's how you do it.
So you get all these stones, and so most of the workers weren't there, but this woman was there. And this that guy's the picky guy. He's my driver, and he's showing us how to break the rock. So this lady's just sitting down breaking rocks, nearly breaking a damn finger. A lot of people just go here and they get a whole bunch. They get like a bucket full of these rocks and they sell them for like $5. Not that much money, but this is the real world. This is the real world, and I think this is for construction material. So you could build a nice solid house with this brick, but you have to get that brick from somewhere. That's the thing we don't get. There's so much labor going on before the labor that you see. Before the finished product, there's so much going on. To get those bananas in that market, you have to go through this large, vast number of trees with a huge number of people picking bananas. And the same with this. In order to build a house, you have to have stone. And some lady somewhere is just sitting down in a hot sun breaking stone all fucking day for pennies. But is what it is. So this is me.
It's not breaking. Okay.
See, look.
I don't think that one breaks. I think that was you still thinking? Yeah. Okay. Look.
See, the thing is this. I ain't gonna hold you guys. So you saw the lady's technique where she has her freaking hand right next to the thing. I'm not putting my hand next to no damn hammer. First of all, I'm not sitting on the floor, for no video. Second of all, I'm not putting my hand next to no damn hammer. Okay? Like I trust my dexterity, but I don't trust it that much. Cause yeah. If that hammer could split a rock, I'm not putting my finger there. Like, I'm just not doing it. I'm not getting paid, so I'm just not doing it. Juana says, how many languages does your lady speak? I don't know, honestly. I think it's just Swahili and English, but she might speak Tonga. I'm not sure, though. Because the thing about Tanzania is that they really stress Swahili. Yoda says, Oni, why did you choose Tanzania? It's my top 3 countries. Oh, cool. I chose it because of Swahili, honestly. I chose it because of Nyere and Swahili. It's like I don't really want to speak an African language. I mean, I don't want to speak an English language, a European language. So hopefully someday I could actually learn Swahili. It's just I'm so bad at language learning that I didn't. If I was a better language learner, I might not even have these podcasts in English. You know what I mean? I might not even have these but because I'm so bad at, you're welcome, guys. But like, yeah, I want to speak an African language. And so Ghana was good. They do have Twi, they do have Ga, they do have so on and so forth. But it's an English-speaking country. You know what I mean? It's an English-speaking country. And so I'm thinking long-term, I prefer an African-speaking country, like a Swahili-speaking country. And Swahili was the language of Pan-Africanism, as far as I'm concerned. And also, it's it's just better. So Nyerere was also one of the best. Now, I think he was the best continental African of the 20th century. Okay? The best. I think he was the second best African of the 20th century. I only put him behind Garvey. But again, he's running a nation. Garvey wasn't. But Garvey was a really brilliant man, so I put him up there. But Nyerere is running a nation. He's doing a really excellent job. Like, there's no tribalism. Everybody has tribes. And like I said, you go to Mbeya, you see the Nyakusa, they're all living amongst themselves, but they're living peacefully among themselves. And there was no, like, tribal bigotry. There was nothing like that. It was, like, people who were, like, we went to the mall in Mbeya City, and although Mbeya is mostly Nyakusa, people weren't, like, there was a bunch of people who weren't Nyakusa. And they were just living peacefully, prosperously. Like, it's different. compare that to, and I didn't know this before about Kenya, but in Kenya, like, so I don't know if I didn't show you guys all the buses, but basically the thing I was riding on, those were buses, right? Besides the motorcycles, the other thing, right? In Kenya, if the driver is not even the same tribe, then you wouldn't even go on that bus. Okay, and like, so each of the buses were like tribal buses. You know what I mean? In Tanzania, there's no such thing. Now, people, like, your tribe is still important, your religion is still important, or like, like a conversational point, or like it will show up on your police documents or something like that. They'll ask you, what tribe are you, what thing are you, and even if you're in going to a hotel or something, not a hotel, like they call it guest houses. If you go to a hotel, though, they'll ask you what your tribe is, what your religion is, but like there's no social ramifications for different tribes. So like Nyerere did a really, really good job with quote unquote detribalization, like minimizing the impact of tribes and also universalizing the African language, like the Swahili. So it was really, like, they did a really good job. Now, is Swahili the most? Swahili has a lot of borrowed words from other cultures, which is crap. And also, if you guys don't know, Tanzania is the only African country, because Jordan B said this is very interesting, so I want to say something even more interesting. Tanzania is the only African country that like changed the borders from the Berlin Conference. You know what I mean? That like changed its borders from the Berlin Conference. So the white people made in certain countries. Tanzania used to be Tanganyika and Zanzibar, and they changed their borders to make it one country, Tanzania. So and of course, Nyerere, if you guys don't know too, he was trying to make East Africa one country too. So Kwame Nkrumah was another one of those naive guy. He sabotaged East Africa's creation. So essentially, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania were going to be one country if Nyerere had his way. But Nkrumah was like, no, that's not Pan-Africanism. That's not every country on one. That's just East Africa, And so he had odds with that. I think he paid some people in Uganda to, sabotage the effort. But my point is, yeah, this guy was like, he had the most sensical time because, and the thing is this, anything is possible. Probability. Anything is possible. Okay? You can get shit going in Tanzania and get shit going in Kenya and get shit going in Rwanda, and then have those significant elite, whatever, those significant people, men of importance, talk to each other and say, let's form our country together. Let's talk to our respective presidents and let's have them seriously talk about getting their countries together and how that can work. And you can have a mega state in East Africa. Okay, you can have a mega state in East Africa. Speaking Swahili. That would be so good for Africa. Because if you see how big Tanzania itself is, that would be so good for Africa. I'm telling you. Like I feel like Tanzania is the future. Now, obviously, I think Ghana, if you ask me which my favorite country to be in, Ghana was beautiful. Like it was very, very good. But again, like I said, they're not speaking African languages. And so, whereas now there's two things to this. Speaking English is actually better for me and my kid. But speaking Swahili is just better for Africa. You know what I mean? So part of me is like really choosing for Africa. The other, obviously, I want to go to South Africa and check that out because you know me, I'm a Nash man. but yeah, I mean, it's just like, and of course, like I said, I found a great woman, and the cost is pretty good because see, Ghana. The thing about Ghana was that real estate was the cost of like New York costs. You know what I mean? So real estate in Ghana was New York costs. So renting was like New York costs, unless you're buying a self-contained room. You pretty much had to pay New York prices, which is just ridiculous. Like rent was too high. Now the inflation is fucking them over. So that means your dollar could stretch when you're in Ghana, but and like it's really cheap. Like really everything is really cheap, and even in Tanzania. But So like vibe wise, Ghana was it. But yeah, for me, it's like I'm a Pan-Africanist, so I gotta respect that. And I mean, obviously, my descent, my ancestry is in West Africa. I went to I saw the dungeons in Ghana, really disturbing. But notwithstanding that, I'm not going by my own personal ancestry. I'm going by my own personal legacy. And that's the thing we have to realize. You got to go by where your legacy is going to be. You have kids in America, your kids are probably going to stay in America. Okay? You have kids in Africa, your kids are probably going to stay in Africa. That's it. Isaac Cox is here. Haven't seen that. Isaac Cox says, "Hi there, I'm Isaac Cox, and I was born in Ghana. How often do you go to Tanzania?" So for the last 2 years, I went for 6 months. I want to go more often. Again, it's all about the future. My first my first month in Tanzania was really tough. I kept saying to myself, I want to go back to Ghana. It is so good in Ghana. I mean, because even that, I don't want to say this, but I'll say this. So I never had a massage in America because I always thought, some Asian people do it, and it's probably like low-key prostitution, right? So massages are low-key prostitution, but I didn't know. So I did get a massage in Ghana. The masseuse there was so skilled. Like, she was a real masseuse. So skilled, pulled on your back, pulled on your fingers, stretched. It was so freaking good. Like, oh my gosh. So good. And then, of course, you make the joke, like, do you do happy endings? And she's like, yeah, with her hand, right? So it's whatever, right? I was pretty abstinent, so it was pretty good. Pretty good to get a hand. But anyway, to have a but what I'm saying is this. In Tanzania, the masseuse are just fucking prostitutes. Like, they're just like the skill of massaging was not even there remotely. I had no idea. Again, I was just exploring the city, and that kind of stuff. So, as far as I could tell, like there's some problems, with, like open prostitution. Like, there was actually a red light district in Tanzania, and it was gross. Like, we're talking, some lady was giving me a tour. Because I was trying to date this woman, and she was like, "Hey, I'm getting my hair done," and right down the street was like really nearby was the red light district, and so I think her saloonist was showing her, like, giving us a tour, and the red light district was, I think it was like, I want to say like 5,000 shillings to have sex with a woman. And I know it's kind of gone on a tangent, but 5,000 shillings is like $2. So, and this was like a state-sanctioned red light district. So it's a really bad economy, like a really, really bad economy. So, and I didn't see that really in Ghana. I'm not saying it's not there, because again, when I went to Jamaica one time, I was driving from Kingston to the city that my parents are from, or my mother's from, which is Maypen. It's a really far drive, like maybe an hour or two, hour and a half. And while I'm driving, because her godson is taking me, right? It's her funeral, right? So her godson's taking me, and he's like, "Oh, this is if you ever want to like sleep with a woman, you can just come here." And it was just a bunch of women on the sidewalks, as we were driving by. And now this was actually common when I saw. I mean, not common, but you could see this inside of Tanzania too. But what I'm saying is that like everywhere has these kind of like bad economic situations. So that kind of tells you that there's opportunity for economic growth, like big opportunity for economic growth. And I want to say this, just stress it out. You could see that in America too. Now, I do not see that in America because I don't really go out walking the streets at night. You know what I mean? But I remember this woman telling me a long time ago that there's a bridge in Brownsville, I think she said, right? In Brooklyn, Brownsville, where there are prostitutes just lined up, and like European Jewish men would the family guys, they would go out there to get themselves a black woman. And the reason why I know this story is because some sister was telling me, she looked good, so the sister was telling me that some Jewish guy was trying to holler at her because she was walking around that area at one time, and so the suspicion was, and of course in America, if you go to the truck stops, maybe Brother Bakari could tell you about this, but if you go to the truck stops, there's a lot of there's a lot of women, like there's a lot of hookers who hang out in truck stops. But so I don't know why I'm saying that. I think the brother was just asking me, when am I going to Tanzania? How did I go to Tanzania? But yeah, Tanzania. I mean, I just want to go as frequently as possible, but it's a little harder for me because I have this son of mine, which makes it a little bit more difficult to travel because it's not really lawful to do so, and like you could pretty much forfeit your rights as a parent if you travel too freely with your kid. You know, essentially the court is of the opinion that one, you shouldn't take your kid to Africa. Two, you shouldn't take your kid to a country that doesn't sign the Hague. It's not a Hague signatory. Hague Convention is like a convention against child abduction, and nominally, but basically it's just countries that are not African, right? And then three, they're like you should give kids a stable life, you know, which doesn't involve traveling. Which is just wrong, but you know, again, you are subject to the laws of whatever land you're in. You know, when I was in Tanzania, I can tell you guys this: I got in trouble for the law because you can't record sexual acts. You know, I'm not saying I was recording sexual acts. I'm just saying that I got in trouble for that. But like, you can't do that now in America. You can record whatever the fuck you want, but in Tanzania, there's like a cybercrime law. So, you'll be saying, "Yep," in between Brownsville and East New York. Yep. Yeah. See, I never been there. Cause see, I wouldn't even go to. I only went to Brownsville to like do political organizing. I would not go to Brownsville, like at night. You know, Brownsville, for those of you guys don't know, it's kind of like the hood, kind of like shootings, random shootings, kind of like a police state. You know, and that's another thing in Tanzania. You don't really see a police state. You do see like armed policemen, and I think I tried to show you guys at least one video here. But you don't really see, like, it's not a police state. Like, if you go to Brownsville, it's like a police around every damn corner. High surveillance, you know? And then, of course, you know, you have, like, thugs, like real thugs. So, like, you don't really find too many thugs in Tanzania either, you know? So, it's a really, really good, safe environment. But as far as how often, like I said, I went, you know, 6 months recently, and I plan on going again. I just don't know when. It's just harder because I'm trying to negotiate with my son's mother how I can travel with him or how I can travel without him, you know, if push comes to shove. So that's it. So this is the wall. This is the crater. And like I said, I brought my son here. It was so beautiful. Like, and that's what I'm saying. The Chinese were here and they were just getting their construction material. And then they bounced. And then now Africans are here. And you didn't really see too many Africans here at this point. I think there was like a festival going on. And so a lot of the guys weren't there. So you just saw this one lady doing stuff. But apparently it's like usually full of people just, you know, doing quarry work, you know, which is good work. This is another view. That's some random dude. I don't think I went inside of there. I don't know if there was actually somewhere to go inside. But like, that's what it is. This is real life. You know, we talk about building houses. We don't talk about how you acquire the building material. You know, but this is real life. So we went to the festival. You see, we arrived to where there's a bunch of motorcycles, and the traditional dance. So this is the shop. So look at this too. I want you guys to pay attention to this. So this is a village. And most of the people here are Nyakusa, and many of the people even speak Nyakusa. So, again, even though Swahili is the official language, a lot of people are speaking the traditional language of the Nyakusa to the point where my lady doesn't even understand what they're saying. Okay? So, I don't understand what they're saying. She doesn't understand what they're saying. And so the drivers mostly spoke Swahili. They didn't understand English. So yeah, but they also were Nyakusa and they spoke Nyakusa. So they were close to the village life. Now, this was not a good place to find a woman because most of the women here were already taken. But I was here looking for women.
So we have jumping circles in America, but what is this?
Yeah. So what am I gonna say about this? Oh yeah. So this is real tribalism. This is what real tribalism is. This is why I cannot be opposed to tribalism. Like if I establish a community in Africa and I say, hey guys, once a week, let's meet up and have fun and chill, right? That's tribalism. Because eventually, if you do that for generations, your people are going to meld into one genotype. You know what I'm saying? Or not necessarily one genotype literally, but you're going to meld into a particular genetic tracer. Right? And that's what the Nyan Kuta did. There are these dark-skinned, beautiful women with Nyash, right? And the men, right? You know, be handsome men. I don't know, but that's not my forte. But my point is this: they just live together, cherish each other, love each other, go to weekly dances, weekly this, eat a lot of bananas, obviously, drink a lot of tea, whatever, right? And just live that life, and you live that life for 200, 300 years, right? And then you become a tribal group. You become an ethnicity. And who am I to hate on that? You have this philosophy built around your own thing. Now, there was this one point that I heard some dancing. I thought it was the festival, and it was like the Christian church, where they were making a lot of loud hoop and holler. But I didn't get it on video because I was on a motorcycle, and it's hard to, like, if you put your phone in your pocket in a motorcycle, it's hard to, like, and you got 3 phones in your pocket, right? You don't want to accidentally pull out a phone and drop another. You know what I mean? So you really, and then another thing is my other phone had a wallet in it. There's a lot of, you don't want to be going in your pockets in and out too much because you could drop something and lose it, or it could break, or you could, pull over the motorcycle and then, have all that kind of stuff. So it's just really like, I didn't always have my phone out. Now you could say, why don't you always have your phone out? Again, like again, it's just sometimes if you don't have your phone in your pocket, like your phone's not as tight as it should be, and like there's so much going on as you're riding a motorcycle. Sometimes I almost fell over. Like honestly, like you go up mountains, you go down mountains. There was one time this truck almost hit us. It was it didn't really almost hit us, but we got off the road because the truck was huge. But anyway, yeah. What I'm saying is this though: you hate on tribalism. There's no reason to. There's no reason to. Like, you should hate tribal conflict or ethnic conflict. But most people are not engaging in ethnic conflict, especially not in Tanzania. That's why I got to give praise to Nyerere. Now, Nigeria, yes. Are they participating in tribal conflict? Absolutely. They're fighting for political power based off tribes. In Tanzania, say what you will, it's a one-party system. Like Ghana has a one-party system. But no, Ghana doesn't have a one-party system. But I think Nkrumah was joking that they did. But Nyerere, like Tanzania really has a one-party system. And if you can see, most people don't, like, Mbeya is so far from the capital of Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam doesn't even seem to be messing with them, honestly. Like, they're living free from Dar es Salaam, and if you're free from Dar es Salaam, you're pretty much free from Western influence. Not saying that there's Western influence in Dar es Salaam, but if there's any Western influence, it's going to be in Dar es Salaam. Mbeya has nothing to do with it. That's why I don't go into this, white supremacy and white people, if you can't get rid of these white people. Look, there were some white people in Mbeya city, regular Mbeya city. As soon as you get out of the city, no white people. Like, 0 white people. All the businesses owned by black people, everything. 0 white people. This right here, when you go to the fucking village, oh my gosh, like negative numbers of white people. I mean, like, when I mean negative, they were like super dark. I'll tell you, it was a good life. Anyway, more of the dance circle. But again, remember, the women have such good nyash, but they thing,
circles in America, but like this. And this is the thing about, as much as you make denounce and decry tribes, this is one people. Coming together to dance.
But you see how not everybody has super dark complexion, which is another reaffirming thing. Because sometimes we tend to think, black people are just black and blah, blah, blah. And these are some of the darkest people on the planet. But even among them, it's like some people don't have super dark skin, and that's just like, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. All right, let's go to the next one. So I was trying to look for a woman, but you kind of see most of the women have children. You see, like she got a kid, he got a kid. And of course, she's an older lady. A lot of women are gonna be older people, or they're gonna be too young if they're hanging out in the village. You know, so even though I looked around the village and I was walking around hard, I kind of like dipped because I was like, yeah, you're not gonna find a good woman here. Now on the buses, I did pass by a couple of good candidates, but I never really met a good woman.
So his brother's like, hey, welcome.
This is just a stupid joke about that. So look at this. This is the craziest thing I've seen, man. So I think this is like a goat or something, but look at the genetic deformity here. It's so weird.
This goat's. Look at that. Like, what's going on with it? You see that tail? Ooh.
Even this one.
What are with these tails? How even? Nah. Missing with them choosy. Choosey's goat. Missing with the goat. I mean, what is this? What is that? What are these? I'm not, like, I'm sorry, I'm about to eat the fish. I'm about to eat the fish, though.
I'm saying, right? I'm about to be a pescatarian, man. They looking mutant. The other people say that other people had the cheap pump. Yeah, some people had cheap pump. This was the I don't have to talk over the music, honestly. This is Mbeya's main club, though. Y'all see the turn up, though? That right there. You know, I showed you guys what it looked like in New York. This was different, and you see all black people. So even in New York, you go to some of these little corners. Actually, no, I don't know what that was. Maybe that was it. But yeah, mostly black people. Like, but again, remember, this is like kind of low key upscale, you know. I'll tell you, man. Some of these women. But again, you don't really want to meet no women in no clubs in Tanzania. So this is my lady dancing on me. Y'all know me. Jamaica, you understand it? Jamaica! You already know, man. All right, boys. Oh, man, I was having fun. Oh, man, it was good. All right. So anyway, let's be at the waterfall again. So this is the market, another market. This is how you look for women. You stand up. You stand up and look scout.
Stand up like Batman.
Like Batman. You can't really tell, but there's like rich melanin. And this is every day over here. Like every day you have people going to this mall, this market, up and down, back and forth. And eventually people like recognize you because you look like a foreigner, one. And it's like a really closed community. You know, really closed community. And you kind of want that closed community long term. Like this is a safe place for women. You know? A closed community where everybody knows everybody. It's really safe.
So I figured
it's another one.
Going to
Batman.
stand guard. See if there's any
So if I saw a good looking woman, I might practice my day game and approach her. You know?
Go and get it. You know? Stand guard.
Yeah, I was doing some thing, but I was trying to find me a second wife because I didn't want to just build a house for one woman. Because I feel like it'll be really lonely when I'm not in Tanzania. But she's like, she doesn't care, you know? So it's whatever. What is this? This is me, I don't know. So this was the woman I found. Look at this. Look at that melanin, boys. Now, she didn't have crazy nyash. But look at that melanin. I'm not showing her face for obvious reasons. Look at this body. Not nyash, but look at this body. If you guys saw her face, she is so pretty. But this is basically... Now, here's the trouble, though. This is not a Nyakusa woman. This is the Chaga woman. Right? Chaga's a different tribe. They're known for being really good with money. Okay, they're known for being really good with money, which is actually a quality that you might want in a woman. So, like I said, she was like she actually ended up running. Ended up doing she was like, I was like, hey, do you need any? You know, because I'm a good guy. So I asked her if she had any business ideas. She said, yeah, she had two. You know, one was this trade with Zambia, this financial trade with Zambia. And the other one was selling clothes. So this woman has this clothes business where I gave her just a little bit of investment capital, right? And she was able to turn in a big profit based off of that. She like if unfortunately I feel like she might have been like let's just put it this way. I think she might have had. I kind of see why African spirituality is running out in Africa. Like she might have been on the African spirituality stuff, kind of. But basically, you know those people who are like, "Hey, I hear the ancestors talking to me, and I hear the ancestors, you know that kind of stuff, or that kind of stuff." Like she was on that time, and I'm gonna tell you, be real with you, that shit's annoying as fuck. Like this one would be like, hey, the ancestors are telling me that you are doing X, Y, Z. You are talking to this many. How are you not satisfied with this one? Blah blah blah. Like she was on the crazy side. I ain't gonna hold you. Now maybe you could say she was on the spiritual side. I don't know. Because sometimes what she was saying was right to the point where you thinking maybe she's reading my phone or something, right? But it was so annoying. See, one thing I don't want to do with a woman is argue. One thing I don't want to do with a woman is fight. And like I said, she could be a good woman, but she's not good for me because I'm not trying to argue and fight and debate and prove I was right and have to deal with people imagining conversations with ancestors and stuff. You know, if there's a supernatural world where you could do that kind of stuff, it doesn't make sense to me. Probabilistically, it doesn't make sense to me. But if there is, all well and good, that shit's annoying. You know what I mean? Because she's just like I tell you, at one point she calls me up like, I'm gonna call the police on you if you keep talking about me to your friends. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I'm not even talking about her to my friends. She's like, yeah, you're causing me to, you're upsetting me. It makes me lose my mind, and you're hurting my thinking because the ancestors keep telling me that you talking about me, and it's like I'm not even talking about this. It was weird, but she was fine. She was fine. Like if you like thin girls, she was fine. She didn't have the crazy Nash, but she had beautiful black skin, beautiful face. It was wonderful. This is my woman though right here. You see us. She's gorgeous too. But you see, we kind of have the same complexion. And that's the thing that I didn't like too much. But again, you're not gonna find I found a woman who was dark, thick, Nyakusa. She didn't want to talk to me. She felt like, oh, you already have a wife. Why are you talking to me? So it's like you can't win everything. You know, you can't win everything. Whereas this woman, I told her on our date, I said, look, I'll be real with you. You know, I already got a good woman. I just want a dark-skinned woman to be good with, provide for, whatever, but also to give me some offspring because I got an ancestor who I want to bring into this world, who I want to have dark skin. You know what I mean? Hurting my thinking. Yeah, man, I was gonna get the police calling me, man. That's some big trouble, man. You don't know. Like I had to deal with police before. They corrupt. Like they want you to pay them money, otherwise blah blah blah. And I'm not saying that she would have had a case, but I don't know this country like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was just crazy. It was just crazy. And I mean, like some people might be like, that's African spirituality. That's talking to the ancestors and all that. Like I feel like it's just imagination. And I had to tell her at one point, it's just your fucking imagination. Like she was like, what about that woman in Bugurunu? And I'm like, I don't know no woman in Bugurunu. Now, I'm not saying I didn't know a woman in another city. That's all it would be. But it wasn't Bugurunu. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just, like, yeah, with her, it was a lot of fighting, man. Like one time, this woman called out to me while we were inside of the city in Dar es Salaam. Some woman called out to me. And so she heard this woman call out to me. I didn't hear her. And so then she just started like, I don't want to be seen with you, Oni. Like I need to turn the corner when I'm not seen with you because I feel like you're like a player, like you're just with a bunch of women, you're a Casanova type stuff, and I don't want to be seen with you. I don't want to be seen as one of those women that you've been. And it's like stop fucking fighting me. You know what I mean? Or she doesn't want to do public display of defection. Whereas my woman, like if I want to get, because most Tanzanian women aren't trying to do public shit. You know, they're not trying to kiss you in public. They're not trying to hold your hand. That white boy was saying. That's what that guy was saying. O'Shea was saying. He was like, most times, you know, women are not trying to do nothing unless it's like a white guy. It's not really that not unless they're trying to be a white guy, but it's like unless you really pressure them, unless they really like you, they're not trying to do what suits your culture. So if you meet a woman, she's not really trying to kiss you in public. This woman's not trying to kiss me in public. But my woman, she would kiss me on the bus. She don't care. And not that she doesn't care, but it's like, she's like, if this is what makes my husband happy. Because that's what you have to do. Remember, in life. In life, you have to say, what's going to make my partner happy? How can I help my partner? How can I be a joy to my partner? This woman says that for me. I say it for her. So with this woman, I did invest in her business because I said, if this woman's going to marry me and have kids with me, I want to invest in her. Because one of the things I wanted to do with women was, I don't want to pay for shit, small shit every once in a while. I just want to pay for big shit, and then they pay for everything else, pretty much, for themselves, right? Pretty much. Or like, I don't have, like I said, I want to reduce my cost of living, and that means investing in people. That's it. So I did invest in this woman. I'm not asking for the money back. I don't really care for the money. I thought, you know, we could have had something. We didn't. It's whatever, right? But yeah, she was gorgeous. But this woman, I love her too. This is my woman. So I was trying to show you guys. This was a Native American joke. I'll be reading it. Matter of fact, I know I'm taking up a bunch of time now, so I appreciate you guys for sticking through. I really appreciate it because this was a really great trip, and this is the way to end the year. But it's like Indian Chief Two Eagles was asked by a U.S. government official, "You observed the white man for 90 years. You've seen his wars and his technological advances. You've seen his progress and the damage he's done." The chief nodded in agreement. The official continued, "Considering all these events, in your opinion, where did the white man go wrong?" The chief stared at the government official, then replied, "When white men find land, Indians running it. No taxes, no debt, plenty of buffalo, plenty beaver, clean water. Women did all the work, medicine man free. Indian man spent all day hunting and fishing, all night having sex." Then the chief leaned back and smiled. "Only white man dumb enough to think he can improve system like that." And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can. Like, the white man did not make a perfect system. There were better systems before. And you might say, well, that's not the best system, even though it was a good-ass system. But, like, I was at this point in time, these two women were willing to marry me at the same time. Only thing is, this woman was crazy. So I said to myself, you know what? This woman was so freaking good. I might as well just, like, stick to... Like, I gave my best attempt. I tried what I needed to try. I'm giving up on a second woman. Right? But it is what it is. Anyway, so this was a fashion show. That's why she's one of my friends. This is the fashionista I invested in. She had a fashion show. Guess who won? I think there was like a $5,000 prize. Guess who won? This woman. It was a shame. It was a shame. So, well, of course, now what was the prize was going to showcase in Switzerland, so that's already fucked up. But it was a black woman who, a Tanzanian black woman who set up the competition, and although she has European donors and shit, whatever, but she set up the competition, and it's an Arab lady who won. So it is what it is. But anyway, but what came out of that was this cool ass picture of me. So shout out to the photographer who saw me and was like, "Let me take a picture of this motherfucker," right? I mean, it's a dumbass picture. I ain't gonna hold you, but still, it's cool. So this is me showing you guys the land diversity. Now, all the land I was looking at was, I don't remember how much money, but it's affordable, But you're gonna see the diversity. They're all around the same range, and you're gonna see the diversity of the land, right? And by affordable, I mean like between. I want to put it this way: between $5,000 and $10,000. Okay, and this is for land, not too big land. I mean 20 by 20. I want to say it's between that number. I don't know where, because I think it progressively got more expensive the more I kept looking for land. But eventually, I found a good piece of land. I'm not going to show you guys the land I found, but eventually, I found a good piece of land. But this is what it looks like. Another picture of what land looks like. It's just like, you see how it's steep, it's unleveled, it's dusty, there's trees, there's rubbish to clean up. Like, in order to build houses on this land, there's so much other work that gets done. So And again, how to get to this land is always going to be like, sometimes it's complicated. Now the land I eventually got was really a good location, but for the price range that I was looking at, $5,000 to $10,000, it was very. Now I wasn't really trying to go to $10,000. I'm just saying this was the land range of the pictures that are here. I was definitely not trying to do $10,000, but what I'm saying is that the land. Sometimes it's unleveled, sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that, and of course, when I say something like $5,000 or $10,000, and again, that's small land, but that also tells you got to save your damn money so that you can actually buy land, because you in Africa you're not buying it on credit, you know what I mean? You're buying it, and when you buy it, you own it. You're not, like in America, you could own land and then you're paying the government every year regardless, right? In Africa, you buy the land and then you could sell the land. There was this one guy who bought the land for, I don't know how many, let's just say he bought it for 12 million shillings, and he turned around to sell it in 1 month for 16 million shillings or something like that. You know what I mean? So again, 12 million shillings is like $6,000 or $5,000, and 16 million is like $8,000, so on and so forth. So he just bought the land to sell it. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to build on it, he wasn't going to do anything, but he knows that people want to buy it. But again, some of this land you had to drive up a mountain. It was so far off the road. Some of the land was very close to the main road. Like you walk 3 blocks and you're at the main road. Some of this land is in the city. Some of the land is outside of the city. Because of the diversity of land, you cannot have an equality of opportunity. You cannot have free housing because some land is good and some land isn't. And unfortunately, I was with, look at this land, right? You see this? Like you see this big ass, weird ass road with this large, because every time you got to drive up here, you got to struggle. Every time you got to walk down, you got to struggle. This is what land looks like. This is the reality of the world. Now, fortunately, the land that I found was really good, but I had to go through so much land. And here's the thing, it wasn't really me, because if I go there, that's another thing about Africa or even the Caribbean or really anywhere. If you show up, people raise the prices. If you as a foreigner show up in Jamaica, try to negotiate something, people raise the prices. So in Tanzania, it's the same thing. People raise the prices in order to whatever. I think I'm going to show you guys the money phone. I'm going to do the money phone because I had to buy the land for how many millions of shillings. And so eventually I did the money phone because the biggest denomination in Tanzania is $10. The biggest individual denomination in Tanzania is $10. So the guy who was showing us the land was like, this is a good piece of land. Now the land I found was much better. No, I didn't really find it. The land that we eventually bought was much better, but this was a good piece of land. Okay? Again, I want you guys to see the variety in the land. Like this one has like a freaking giant crater going through the middle of it. This one was just sandy. Now, I don't know. Yeah, this is just sandy. Yeah. And I mean, you might be like, well, it's a different phone. But yeah, it's just sandy. I didn't go here because, again, they raise the price if you're a foreigner. Which is just a common practice. And especially if you don't speak Swahili. But it is what it is, So I didn't go. And that's why you want somebody there to negotiate for you. And see, if you're a woman, you have an advantage because most people are not going to try to rob a man, or a man can better negotiate than a woman in this country, but it is what it is. So let's move the money phone. Y'all see that? So the biggest denomination is $10. So just look at those and think those are just $10 bills. My guts get kind of growing, but this woman was feeding me, boys. She was feeding me. So anyway, so I come back to America, I guess. Well, I don't know if this is the end of the African trip, but this is the quality of women in America. You don't send gifts. This is a dating app. She writes in her profile, like she matches me because I only match black people. Like I just look at the black picture, I match them, and I just go about my life, right? Because again, it's like I don't get too many matches, so I'm not even like trying to, seriously read everybody's profile and look at everybody's pictures to see if I should match them. I just kind of match them, and then if they're not attractive, I just unmatch them or whatever. Or if they're not interesting, I unmatch them. This lady, y'all don't send gifts on here anymore. Stop asking me for what I'm looking for on here. Looking for a nice friend with funds. Okay, that's not even that bad. Look at this last sentence. Peg queen here. You look at this woman's picture, she's 300 fucking pounds. 300 pounds. This woman would kill you if she's pegging you. This is a murderer. Fuck that shit. No way. Oh, and this and it's like, how could you do this openly? Like you can't. It's weird. Anyway, this is another woman in America. I say, hey dear. She says, hey dear. I say, hey sweetie. She's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine. Yourself? A bit frustrated with life. I'm tired. Yes, I know it's a part of it. Oh dear, what has you frustrated? However, I haven't slept since 3 years. What do you mean by that? Exactly that. I'm tired. Now, I think I was kind of like, maybe she's trying to say, come over and put me to sleep. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she's flirting with me. I don't know. She's not flirting with me. I want to help, but I don't know how. Tell me how. Because at first I was like, I don't give a shit. And then I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is the opening. Maybe, I don't know. Tell me how I can. The way I know people to usually fall asleep is a nice warm cuddling. But I'm too far for that, you know? Basically, you know, she could, you know, this is a conscious sister, you could tell, overstand, right? That's why I'm like, ugh, you know? I'm like, maybe I can talk you to sleep. Call me if you wish, right? 11:50 p.m. By the way, look how she writes me at 11:37 p.m., right? So I'm thinking, you know, this is a booty call. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's a booty call. So, but I didn't know at first. At first I was like, what? You know, I don't know why she's typing me, but okay. But anyway, maybe I can help you sleep. Call me if you wish. She's like, so then 12:52 happens. I'm still doing chores. We'll call once I'm finished. And so I'm like, you do chores so late. You need relief. Tell me about it for now. And then 12:35, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to fucking sleep. So I actually brought my phone into my bedroom to like, you know, just in case it was a booty call. You know what I'm saying? I hope you found the sleep you sought. Good night, beautiful. And then she goes, blessed night, love. I hope I find it too. At 1:52 a.m. And I don't know, I guess I woke up because of whatever. I'm sorry you stay up this late. What sort of chores are you doing? Yes, I did stay up in case you called. You know, I'm trying to be a romantic. And then, of course, 8:11 happens. And she's like, I was washing dishes, doing a late dinner, and trying to get the young one to sleep. But this is the life that people are setting up for. This is me and Ed with the money phone. Look at this woman. This is the woman, the crazy woman. You could tell she is fine. Look at that complexion, boys. Yeah, anyway. You could tell she was fine. But again, like I said, she was on the crazy side. So I just, whatever. This is me in some drip in Africa. I never wore this outfit in America. But that's me in Africa with some drip. Somebody said I got fat, but it is what it is. I do need to work on my shoulders. The triceps have good definition, though. My forearms need a lot more work. Obviously, I need to lose my belly. Obviously, I want to work on my chest. So I'm working out. But this drip right here was like $20 for the whole outfit. Custom made. Maybe 20 to 30 bucks. Custom made. Custom made. So I got a muscle shirt on order. Come on, boys. Oh, this is probably the best restaurant in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam.
Arguably the best restaurant in Tanzania.
And look at this. You got sausage, beef sausage, ribs. Ribs were good. I got tacos. See how they were? Guacamole. Guacamole sucked. Tacos sucked. Chicken wasn't all that great. These ribs, that burger. Oh man, this is some stupid video, but that's not that important. Okay, so that's some stupid guy in America who's like eating eggs raw. Oh, and that's the whole podcast, I guess. Nothing else to show actually. So that's it though. So like my trip was great. You guys saw the beautiful women I was with. I didn't get to show you guys the food she gave me, but you guys can probably look at my YouTube shorts and you can see all the food she would cook for me. But beyond that, like that's actually the whole podcast. I appreciate you guys for coming through and whatever. If you guys have any comments, any questions, let me know. But other than that, I know I took up a whole bunch of your time. This was probably like 4 hours. Yeah, this was 4 hours. So appreciation for y'all for coming through. Let me shout out everybody who was here. Illusionate Matron was here. Brother Bakari was here. Bwana Hagaziki was here. Yoda B, Anthony McPhail were both here. Anthony McPhail was here. And of course we had Isaac Isaac Cox, thanks for joining us. I wish you asked another question, but I hope I gave you a good answer. I don't know. And For Cats Radio, we got to shout out that brother. But make sure you guys check out those podcasts. Bit of Medicine was here. He's shouting. He says, "Peace, fam." Bit of Medicine had an excellent show yesterday. If you guys do nothing else, go and check out Bit of Medicine's show yesterday. That was off the chain. Anyway, it was actually the last day of the year, so hope you guys enjoy your New Year's. I don't know if you guys do New Year's celebration. I don't usually do it. I think I might want to show my kid something this year. I don't know, but whatever's safe. But other than that, appreciate y'all so much. It's been real. Thank you for joining me for this year, and hopefully you'll see me next year. Hopefully I'll be back in Africa with this lady. And like I said, I reduced my cost of living so that I'm pretty much there for free. Not paying for no groceries, not paying for no housing, only paying for electricity and internet. And maybe I might get the satellite internet and not have to pay for internet anymore. So I hope you guys, get your lives together like I'm trying to get my life together. If you already have your life together, salute to you. Thank you, family. And until next time, Shalom Hotep, Uncle John Sanab Neb, Amen, Ma'at, Dua Necha.